Kill for gain or shoot to maim, we don't need a reason. The golden goose is on the loose and never out of season. Black and pride still burns inside the shell of bloody treason. Here's my gun for a barrel of fun or the love of living death. Hello, how are you? Welcome to Maidencast. It's another fine episode. What is this? Is number 46?
I fucking lose track. It's
Well,
just another day, isn't
I'm pretty sure it's number 46, but we've had a load of it.
It's even count now because we're out of albums. It's just a special.
We're out of go. Well, we've got one in-depth review to do.
Well, yeah,
but today is a very special episode, ladies and gentlemen, because we are giving you One Up the B-side. Tonight is a special night where we will be going through the entire B-sides of Iron Maiden, and I will be showing you my box because you all saw Luke's box a few episodes ago. And tonight, I'll be showing you mine.
Definitely more B-sides than on that little thing as well, because that's only the first 10 years.
Yeah, we're not just doing the first 10 years. This is one of my prized possessions, by the way. Yeah. There's a funny little story. Should we tell them the story about when I bought this?
Yeah, go on.
Well, I phoned Luke up like a naughty kid going, you'll never guess what I just found. The first 10 years, the box set, and everything's in pristine condition, and it's going for fucking cheap as anything. And I think the bloke was going through a divorce because he was selling like a wardrobe. And,
right off.
Yeah. I didn't mug him off. I gave him the asking price. And when I told Luke, the only thing he replied was, what's your wife going to say? And we didn't tell her, did we? She still doesn't know. I own it. It was, yeah. So we'll be going through that later.
This will be the first Maidencast she ever watches.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're going to send it to her. Right.
Yeah,
so,
as explained a few shows ago, Joe was my Padawan learner.
Yes.
I taught him all he ever knew about the ways of metal, and then he fucking went to the dark side and started listening to death metal and grindcore and all that shit.
My grindcore phase is gone now. I went through a grindcore phase. What you do, I start at the top of any genre and then work my way to the bottom. So I like this. I go through the surface stuff. So I'm like, I got that. Then I go to your B League. That's normally where the gold is. Then you go your C League. That's where your underrated stuff there. And then you go even deeper. And I just basically go right to the depths of the bottom. And yeah, grindcore doesn't go that deep. You've got the main stuff, and then you've got your. It's not so much your B grade. It's more just bands that have just not long come out. It's still fairly new, I suppose. I mean, depends how far back you want to go. I suppose Napalm Death and Carcass and bands like that is where it really grindcore really started. But 97% of it is pure shit. But that 3% is fucking awesome. And you've got to, there's a difference because you've got like the raw sort of chaotic thing, but then you've got stuff that's like played with such precision that is bands like Nazem and Gadget was a new one. Rotten Sound are a newer band. I mean, obviously there's that first Pig Destroyer album. That's awesome. They only ever grindcore for like one or two albums though. They've done like they went all like full like Neurosis on one of their later albums. Did like an hour-long song or something stupid like that.
I've started him off, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, sorry. Diversion. But
B-sides, and we've gone on to fucking grindcore. That's why you listen to Maidencast. You never know where it's going to go.
There's a gnat in here, by the way. It was. I'm not going
mad.
I
thought you was doing your own grindcore video.
That was my grindcore album. Yeah. But that's what I do anyway. I go right to the bottom and go right. I've discovered everything now, and I work my way up to the top and go, how much of this is actually good? And then I'll sell the collection. So anyway, I did that with Iron Maiden and kept it all.
Well, I did it with Iron Maiden, and you're the recipient of it. Pretty much everything Joe owns at Iron Maiden, single-wise, I gave to him. Anyway, while we're on it, for people who have a certain age group who are thinking, what the fuck's a B-side? Back in the day, when I used to release singles, it used to be on a record, and you used to have the A side, which was a single, and invariably no one bought it. No one bought it for the A side. You all knew what the A side was. You bought it for the B side, which invariably was covers or live shit or just random stuff. And Maiden in the early days put out some absolute fucking gold, and we're gonna trot through the greatest hits, as it were, for you over the next fucking 7 hours. I think
there's a lot of live tracks.
Yeah, but Maiden.
We
Maiden's
don't really need to start
tracks,
repeating ourselves. Yeah, and and we're not we're anoraks, but we're not the type of people to go, oh, I think the 1987 edition of Fear of the Dark was better than Fear of the Dark. Wasn't even out in 87.
Well, I can say that would have been an awesome fucking, because it was 5 years premature.
We're not going to listen to 20 different versions of the Trooper and go, what one's the best one or anything like that.
No. But we're going to run.
Someone want to talk about. In all fairness, we'll touch on them. But
yeah, most of them it's the cover versions.
Common sense
and
will.
There's some really good stuff here. So,
right, what should we do then? Shall I go through them bit by bit, or shall we?
We've got to go from the top, haven't we?
Yeah.
Obviously, the first ever single, Running Free, all the way back in 1980.
I'll get the. So yeah, I'll take the.
And we didn't even know who Eddie was back then. He was just a shadowy figure chasing some poor lad through an alleyway.
I've got to do it here as well, because I don't know if I'm going to... It always seems to cut off.
Yeah, that's it.
People have complained. Bloody hell, where are my manners? Hold on, we've got to do the shout-outs.
Oh, yeah. We've got some new additions. They're going crazy.
Right, completely disregard everything so far, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe I forgot the audience. Well, hold on, you carry on talking, and then I'll quickly look it up, and then I'll do the shout.
Yeah, Joe's going to get a list. I mean, like I'm saying, Running Free single. Obviously, it was the first. It's still to this day one of Maiden's greatest ever songs, despite all the 12-minute things we're getting blessed with lately. It's still a good, short, sharp shock, sort of 3.5 minutes. It's the perfect single. And we had our first ever B-side from the band, and it's one of Ari Harris's first tracks, which we're going to get into once we've done our shout outs.
You can get into it if you like, mate. I'm still. Oh no, we're here.
Here we go.
Right. Hello, regulars and newcomers alike. Hello, Mr. Start that again, Charles. Put my teeth back in. Colonel Billington. Hello, sir. Alex, spelt with a Y. MJ Owls. IM666. Mad Max 42. Alex is commented again, and Andy Helms. How are you, fellas? And on the previous video as well, I've got a couple others. Thank you all for everyone for the congratulations on the 200 subscribers, and we will carry on as we started. Hello, shout out to Mutate, Cuddle Binton again, Wandering Souls web scene. Thank you very much, and get in contact. We'll try and do something together. And G. Bradford. And yes, I am on a discharge trip. So, yeah, thank you, everyone. And I'll say, here's the 400.
That's it. Keep them coming.
Smack the shit out of that like button as well, by the way.
That's it, yes.
And I'll get it in the beginning instead of at the end. And yeah, you'll need a pint by the time you finish this, if you do make it to the end, because we've got a lot to go through. Right, let's start again. Right.
Yeah. So yes, Running Free. As I was saying, yeah, we Burning Ambition is the song, and it was one of Ari Harris's first ever songs. I think he wrote it while he was in Gypsy's Kiss, and it's the song that he took to the band, and they was like, "Whoa, this is way too heavy. No."
Too heavy.
So,
yeah.
So he said, "Well, fuck you, I'm off. I'm going to go and form my own band," and the rest is history. So thank God for the members of Gypsy's Kiss being a bunch of pussies, because they've given us 40 years of majestic music. So bang on.
There's so many stories like that, isn't there? There's the guy that said to Elvis that you can't sing, you're not going anywhere. There's the publishing company that was it 12 publishing companies turned down the first Harry Potter book.
Yeah, they're everywhere, aren't they? Well, even Star Wars, they didn't want to pay George Lucas, and George Lucas was like, struck a deal with him, saying, "So I'll take a cut of I'll take all the merchandise profits." And the film studio were like, "Yes, we've had a result." Then billions later. Yeah, it's always a cautionary tale, this sort of stuff. Interesting fact on Burning Ambition. It's Doug Sampson is on drums.
Yes, so this was...
This is
when did you think this
before
was
Clive
recorded?
Burr and before Dennis Stratton. There was a four-piece.
So this wouldn't have been the Soundhouse tapes, but it wouldn't have been when they recorded the album either. I wonder where
it was around the time of Metal for Mothers and all that shit, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Stratton and Burr weren't even in the band. So that's a proper bit of history.
Yeah,
but the song's actually it's saying it got kicked out for being too heavy. It's quite an upbeat, happy little song, isn't it?
It's quite, it's very melodic. I can't see how anyone could say it was too heavy. But then again, this is the world of grindcore and Slayer, and it's easy to say this isn't too heavy, but I really like this song. I think it's a beautiful little song. I think it captures youthful energy. I love that. The way it opens up. That dun, 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 it's just nice quiet melody. You just picture like a street light with some young kid running down the road with he's got some records or music magazine and he's off to see his mates. Maybe he's going to be meeting up in a youth club and playing in a band. It's just this song just
pretty
captures
Steve Harris, wasn't it, at the time? Like
and look at those lyrics. I've got something inside me. I've got burning ambition. I'm gonna make something in my life and. If you think you're going to tie me down, think again. Is the
man with a plan, isn't it?
Yeah, and he meant it. And
fucking didn't he?
And I just love the atmosphere of this song because it does have that atmosphere of just a young kid full of energy and whole life's ahead of him.
Yeah, Yeah, no, it's a good one. And
there's you don't get it that much. At our age, you don't really want it at our age, but there was something about, being 17, 18, 19 and when you're getting ready to go out, like when you got a record on in the background as you're, sprucing on the old dog bollocks. But the night's not started yet. It's night time. The street lights are on. Your mum and dad are settled in. Their night's done, but yours is just starting, and anything could happen. You could get into a fight. You could fall in love. Who knows? It could go either way. There's that night where you met someone that you went on to form a band with. There's that time you heard that first song that you would go on to then see a band, and that band would be one of your favourite bands forever. That excitement of, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. It's going to be really fucking cool, though. I can't wait to find out. You don't get that so much nowadays at our age. Don't really want to go out and not know what's going on.
That's it, yes.
But you get what I'm talking about. And you get that excitement of going out on a Friday night and the weekend's just started. I think Burning Ambition captures that lovely as well. We've got... So what was that with? That was with Running Free. We don't need to talk about that. We covered that in the album. Next single was Sanctuary. That's right, isn't it?
Well, obviously, looks like you're going off a thing, mate, because I'm going off the Best of the Beast, the Best of the B-sides from Eddie's Archive.
Yeah.
So
Sanctuary's the single, sorry, not the B-side.
Yeah. But, the next one, obviously, on the list is Professional, 50 episodes in. And totally different hymn sheets. That's why you listen to us, boys and girls.
Yeah, no, Sanctuary's the next one. And that's this cover.
Yeah.
With...
It's what pissed off Maggie.
Yes, because apparently her representative, when they asked her for permission to use her image, he was quite excited. And then he went, send me the image, and they sent it.
Proper stitch up.
Not a political statement, actually, because she was known as the Iron Maiden. That was the reason they did that. But yeah, the B-side to Sanctuary was Drifter, a live edition of Drifter.
Oh yeah, that is why that's on the one from 1980, wasn't it? Fucking right early,
so
before I even recorded it.
This is Drifter and I Got the Fire, cover of Montrose, both recorded at the Marquee in 1980.
Yeah, that's when Maiden were playing covers in their live set, mate.
Yeah,
that shows how old that is.
I mean, I obviously, you know, I prefer the recorded version of Drifter on the end of Killers. It's obviously its definitive edition, but it's a good live performance. It's a good, nice raw recording. You got Paul Di'Anno, I think, doing a Sting impression where he's got the crowd giving it yo yo yo.
Yeah,
yo.
I think it is a Sting thing. Yeah,
and that's
Sting
with Walking on the Moon. It works though.
Yeah.
I think this is
it did work because when they still covered it on the when they played it on the Number of the Beast tour, Dickinson was doing it.
Yeah.
So it stayed in.
You know,
it weren't just a Di'Anno thing.
I think you were saying that it's a bit of a poor song for an album and a bad, but I think it was on the album and it was on at the end of the album because it was something that was in their live set. Yeah. And I do think there are songs that do just work live. There's songs that aren't particularly, you know, might not be particularly a great song on a record, but live they just work a charm. Finn, plenty of songs like that. We just
discussed the 1,000 Blaze Bayley songs like that, haven't we? You know, so
I just realised I've got a collection of 7 inches down there, but is that taking the piss? I'm showing these off. That'd do, wouldn't it? Yeah. But I want to show them. Maybe another episode.
You got a channel for that?
Yeah. Right.
Right. Next one.
And I've got the fire. Sorry. Yeah. Same thing, really. Compared to I definitely prefer Iron Maiden's version of I Got the Fire to the.
Well, you're getting ahead of yourself because obviously we've got the actual recorded version of that coming up.
Yes, that was well further down the line though.
Yeah, it's not far off down the line though.
Yeah. So, okay. But different singer but good energetic performance and
well, it's a good song. So
yeah. All right. So next up we've got
should be Women in Uniform.
Women in Uniform and Invasion.
Yes, first proper recording of the Soundhouse tapes. Jobby. We discussed
Maggie coming back for her revenge.
And we discussed Invasion when we talked about when we did our Number of the Beast show. Talked about how Invaders is arguably Invasion rewritten because obviously they're all about Vikings, giving it large.
But Invasion is re-recorded here though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is because obviously this is not the Soundhouse tapes version. This is a first proper recording of it, like studio wise.
Yeah.
And like I say, I still think the song, like I say, it's rewritten for Invaders because like there's only so many songs about Vikings you can have.
Awesome scream at the end. That I will say. Paul Di'Anno does this piercing, awesome pre-King Diamond scream at the end, and really cool. And then I think he got another live at the Marquee. Yeah,
the live tracks. I mean, it's I'm not. You know me and my.
You've got Phantom of the Opera. So basically, the live +1 EP is the songs we just said. What was you saying? Drifter, I Got the Fire, and then you've got this version of Phantom of the Opera. So the amount of people that spend a load of money on live +1, you pretty much got them on the CDs. And Women on Uniform is a studio version. It's not live.
Yeah.
That's why it's live +1. It was just meant to be for Japan, but
yeah, and obviously.
People fork out fortunes for that.
Yes.
But I'm losing track here. Right, so.
And obviously the other single from Killers, it was it was a double A side, wasn't it?
Yeah, you get that a lot on this
in Twilight Zone
era. Yeah, so you got a live version of Phantom of the Opera, which is again at the Marquee. Another really good edition. There's not a bad edition of Phantom of the Opera, really, but. I'd love to get that whole gig. That must be on a tape somewhere.
Yeah. On YouTube.
Like I say, I love that whole era of the band. I love that developing the energy. I love seeing that footage of those small clubs. There was a documentary as well of Live at the Marquee, wasn't there? That's on the early years DVD, hosted by Danny Baker. And yeah, it just looks electric. It must have been so obvious at that time that this band were going to be massive. And so next up we've got the Twilight Zone, another great song which I love, and the B-side's just Rough Child.
I've got me fucking Got my finger around the wrong way.
Haunting.
That was a double A side.
Yeah, and it says here, Wrathchild is taken from the new album Killers. There's the back.
Twilight Zone. It's that song that I think I said it at the time. Why the fuck ain't it on the album? Because it's better than about 6 tracks on the album.
Twilight Zone's on the album, isn't it?
No, it's on the expanded edition, but never came out on the original release.
Right, okay. Yeah, no.
It's like that, and it's like Total Eclipse as well, off Number of the Beast. It's like, what were you thinking? You know?
I think it's just room, innit? And if it's on a B-side, they counted on you buying both, didn't they?
Yeah.
Back then. So, up next, we've got Purgatory. So this is the first unveiling of the Devil.
Yeah,
apparently the album cover for Number of the Beast was actually meant to be
this, but they was like, you ain't using that on a single.
Yeah.
And that's why he did the hybrid. Just a little teaser for what was coming next.
The B-side to this is Genghis Khan. Again, another studio track. I think you get a live rendition of Running Free. Again, you all know that. I will Remember Tomorrow live as well, I think. Yeah, you got I'm not sure which is which now. You've got Purgatory. Let's look it up. Hold on. Right, Purgatory and then Genghis Khan. And then the next single is Wrathchild. No, that ain't right. That's in the Japan. Fucking hell.
It was just stick to the Eddie's archive, mate. Otherwise, you're going to go.
That's all right. I've got it. Right. So you've got Purgatory and Wrathchild, and then you've got the Maiden in Japan EP. I've got the full edition of this as well, and I'll be reviewing that at some point. Again, cool album. And then next up, we've got the big one, Run to the Hills, and the B-side we all know and love, Total Eclipse. Let's get into that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing more to add than what I added in the show. It should have been on the album. It's a Dave Murray banger.
It would have been on. It was on the album for a while, but now they've reissued the back catalogue again. They took it off again. What were they thinking?
Yeah, but it weren't on the album, was it? That's the whole point. With the expanded editions, they were putting the B-sides on.
Yeah, but they only did that on the first 3 albums. Peace of Mind, they didn't do that, and the rest of the whole catalogue.
They didn't have any stuff left over, but this was never on the album. They had a toss-up between this and Gangland. And Gangland must have had photos of Steve Harris, because that's the only reason I can think of why it's on the album. Because Total Eclipse is a fucking tune.
Yeah.
And it should have been on there. We can...
Again, I think that would have come out in advance before the album, wouldn't it? So it would have been like 2 new songs.
Yeah. Yeah, Run to the Hills was... Because obviously that's what set the album on fire, wasn't it? First top 10 single and all that.
Yeah, right. So next up, we've got the Number of the Beast. This comes with a live
Tomorrow
thing of
which was Dickinson's introduction to the band, wasn't it? When they fucked off to Italy.
Yeah, but I'm not too sure about this version because Bruce is singing weird on it.
Well, he's conscious of trying.
I shall return. It's like what?
He's trying to put his own stamp on it, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's being really overly theatrical.
But this is where it all came from, isn't it? How the air raid siren came along.
Yeah.
Because he was trying too hard to impress, and people were going, great, I've now got to listen to my songs being sung by an air raid siren.
Yeah.
And some people never forgave him. That's when they dropped out after Killers.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the version of Bruce doing Remember Tomorrow on a real live Dead one is awesome.
Yeah, but
on this particular edition
later, isn't it?
On this particular edition though, he's singing it weird.
Yeah, he'd been in the band 5 minutes, so only. I mean, it's probably nerves because this was his introduction. This was still 1981. Yeah. This is still Killer's release year when this was done. So I think we'll forgive him for that.
Well, I'm not I'm not saying he was a shit singer or anything. I'm just saying he sounds weird on this particular version of the song. But he does a really good one later on. Yeah. I don't know. He never re-recorded it, did he?
No.
Like properly re-recorded it.
No.
But like I say, yeah, on that live, real live one, real dead one. Can't remember which one. One of them. On that,
real dead one, because the real dead one was older songs. Real live one was newer songs.
So 1983, we've got the Flight of Icarus. And we've got
Fire.
I've got the Fire. Yeah, Montrose, which is recorded.
Yeah, I mean, fucking, Montrose, mate. It's their first ever recorded cover version for a B-side as well, because all the other stuff was their own tracks, like an actual studio recording. So like I said, I used to play this. They've been playing this in their set for 3-4 years. And obviously Montrose, if you don't know, obviously an American hard rock band back in the 70s. None other than Sammy Hagar on vocals. They obviously went on to big things with Van Halen, not a few years later.
And then went on to be a billionaire by making a tequila.
Yeah. But Maiden definitely jazzed it up a bit, didn't they?
Yeah, I much prefer Iron Maiden's version.
Oh yeah, big time. A bit more zing to it.
Yeah, and now we've got a whole string of cover versions. Like we pretty much get cover versions now up until the
this is the golden period, isn't it, for different Maiden songs.
So up next we've got the Trooper.
Yeah, Cross-Eyed Mary.
We've got Cross-Eyed Mary. Awesome version of this. Actually.
Jethro Tull. Yeah, I mean, there's not a flute in sight, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, the you can tell, like, this is how you do a cover version. Is basically what I'm getting at with this. It's this is how you do it. You take it, you chew it up, you spit it out, and it's your song. And
but it's still also distinctly not your song.
Yeah,
you get the Goldilocks zone on it, don't you?
And they do that perfectly with this track, and they make it an Iron Maiden song. Yeah. I'm not a Jethro Tull fan. I don't know really much about them. I know. No,
I mean, obviously one of Steve's favourite bands, and they obviously a major inspiration for where Maiden currently are.
Yeah,
but still no flutes, I might add. But it's surprising I listened to obviously both versions, and all the bits are there. It's just Maidened up. All the flute bits are played on guitar. It's pretty cool.
If you, whilst looking through this as well, I don't know, it's not Jethro Tull, but it was Ian Anderson was doing a concert, and it was like a church that had been converted to a theatre. So he was on stage, had a guitarist, bass player, and drummer. He had his flute, but the back was it was like a cathedral, and Bruce Dickinson comes out and does Revelations.
Oh, right.
With this stripped down version with Ian Anderson playing the flute and the first verse. Bruce doesn't even step to the microphone; he just sings it because the acoustics take it out. And then the next video is them doing Jerusalem.
Oh, right, cool.
Really cool version as well. Again, it's very stripped down, but very cool. Yeah. So next up we got 2 minutes to midnight
with Rainbow's Gold.
Now I've never heard of Beckett.
No one had ever heard of fucking Beckett until about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And let's do the song first and we can get on to other shit. Starts out with some Nico nonsense, if I remember.
Yeah.
Sort of come into his own on this, but song's all right, Obviously Maiden made it better. But for people who don't know Beckett, this is the band that took Steve and Dave to court over plagiarism and ripping off lyrics and all that shit for Hallowed Be Thy Name and The Nomad, and they claimed it ripped off their song Life's Shadow, which to be fair, if you listen to it, there's no really denying it. Some of the lyrics are the same, and musically it is parts of The Nomad, but normally I would be on the side of the band who got ripped off, but in this case I couldn't give a shit because they settled out of court, which to me shows it wasn't about them having their stuff stolen. It wasn't about artist integrity or the big band and all the rest of it. It was about a broke geezer who wanted a fucking payout. You only want money. If you settle out of court, you're going for money. He had a case. Because it's obvious.
Yeah,
Maiden,
I think...
Steve Harris was giving it. There was a gentleman's agreement, or he paid him £300 for the song rights or something, but it was never documented apparently. So if that had gone through to court, Steve and Dave were looking at, they were in trouble. But the geezer settled out of court. So it weren't about, his artistic fucking credibility or nothing like that. It's a load of bollocks. It's all about a payday.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's like The Who put out a song a few years ago when they did a new album called All This Music Will Fade. And addressing that in the lyrics.
Yeah.
And try and look it up, actually. It was, I don't care if people want to steal my, or people want to sing my song or something. I'd be lying if I said I never did no wrong. It's, and all this music has already been played. I can't remember, and it hangs in the air or something like that. I'll have to look up the lyrics, but it's basically just saying like it's all. There's only six strings on a guitar, Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes beyond with this because, like, if you play the two side by side, it's, to be fair, Life Shadow is actually a pretty good song. But it's just a case of, this guy might have had all the songwriting talent in the world, but to say that Maiden, basically what he's saying is that Maiden were only big because of Hallowed Be Thy Name and because of what he's done, is just utter fucking bilge of the highest order.
Yeah.
All right, Steve ripped off the lyrics. He did. It's clear. The lyrics are fucking word for word. He didn't rip off the music for Hallowed. He still wrote that himself. He just lifted some really cool lyrics.
It's not that as well. I mean,
no longer about.
I know you're probably going to go on the thing with this as well, but with Onslaught, at least he did it there and then. He didn't sit on it for like 30, 40 years.
That's the thing, at the time, he must have gone, fucking hang about. That's my fucking lyrics.
Mm.
But no, he thought, no, I can hold this on. Maiden are going to be big here. Let's wait a few years. Let's let the pot build up. Fuck off.
Yeah,
I've got no time for people like that. He had a genuine case, and especially with a Nomad as well. Nomad's blatantly lifted, and Steve Harris can't say anything different with a straight face. But 2 songs out of a fucking 1,000. Yeah,
exactly. It's like when people go on. Have you seen that meme with Dave Mustaine? So it's Metallica, Kill 'Em All.
Yeah.
And it's Mustaine, Wrote 'Em All.
Yeah.
It's like people just will not get over the fact that people that weren't even born, they just will not get over what happened between Metallica and Dave.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, Dave was all right. He recovered.
Yeah.
He went on to do one of the biggest metal bands as well. And let's just go, all right, I'll give you Kill 'Em All. Let's just say they completely stabbed him in the back and nicked all his songs.
Well, the thing is,
That's Kill 'Em All.
Kill 'Em All's so different to Ride the Lightning.
Yeah,
it's obvious that was the Mustaine influence there, because you've only got to look at fucking Killing Is My Business to see that it was 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, and all right, I think he doesn't Mustaine have writing credits on one of the songs.
Yeah, one of them. I think it's like Escape or Trapped Under Ice.
Yeah.
Don't shoot me if I'm wrong.
But even then, right? Okay, Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
Who did they nick that off then?
Yeah.
The album's a fucking masterpiece, and then
exactly.
and then Unjustice for All, and then the Blackout. It's.
Harris didn't lift fucking. He didn't lift Number of the Beast. He didn't lift Run to the Hills. He lifted some words from Hallowed. He wrote all the music himself. And all right, the geezer had.
No. He nicked it all off a Thunderstick. Didn't you know that?
Yeah, fucking hell.
Thunderstick wrote all of Iron Maiden's songs.
That's why he has to wear a mask, so he's not recognised.
Yeah, that's why Steve don't let anyone walk outside their rehearsal, because that's what he used to do.
Yeah. But fucking hell, it's just utter bollocks. The guy had a case, but he sold his fucking integrity down the river for a payout.
Yeah, here we go.
No time for that.
I don't mind other guys ripping off my song. I'd be a liar if I said I never did no wrong. And all this the sounds that we share has already been played, and it hangs in the air. And then it's the first chorus.
Yeah.
All this music will fade. Yeah, great song. Because in that as well, there was even higher profile one. It was I forget the guy's name, and they sued. It was the Marvin Gaye's family sued because of a sample of a song that.
Right.
Yeah, and that was the pain you caused us, and fuck off.
Stop it.
Yeah. And the Marvin Gaye one was if anything, I thought it made people, if it turned people onto the actual Marvin Gaye song, all the better for it, because Marvin Gaye's version was 10 times better.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's you go on YouTube of that Life Shadow, which probably only got put up 4 years ago, and there's so many people said I wouldn't even know about this band if it wasn't for Maiden, and this band are really good. So he's fucking getting album sales out of this.
Yeah.
So stop it.
Right. Moving on.
I wanted a good one.
We do like a diversion. That was your fault, that one. You had a go at me for the Grindcore.
No, as soon as I fucking realised what band covered the song, I was like, right, I'm having this.
Yeah.
Because I missed Hallowed on the fucking Book of Souls tour for this.
But we got Rothschild.
I got Rothschild for the billionth time, and I got The Great Unknown.
What do you mean a billionth time? No one he never plays Rothschild.
You forget, I grew up watching the fucking live videos. I
just remembered my favourite version of Remember Tomorrow is actually live at the Rainbow on the video. So
my favourite version is one done by Killers, but there we go.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But it's Stiano.
Right.
But the other B-side to 2 minutes. No, we've missed one out.
No, I ain't.
The other B-side to 2 minutes to midnight.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, go on.
Well, Mission from Harry. If you haven't heard it, why not? And if you have heard it, how many times have you heard it this week?
It's basically like, what is it?
I could do it word for word. I could enact it with you now. It's like fucking.
We've been enacting it every week for the last year.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, fucking hell, it's crazy when you think how early on that happened, because Nico had been in the band 5 minutes. He's lucky Steve didn't jog him on. Which shows what sort of geezer Steve is, because Steve's like woke up the next morning and gone, you know what, forget it. It's all bollocks.
Well, it's not in that as well, because Bruce
stirred the pot, but it was still a legit argument. Apparently they were going for like 10 minutes before Bruce even kicked back in.
Yeah, but I think Bruce must have seen the funny side of it in order to start winding him up, because if he thought this is going to get out of hand, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, Bruce a master. He knows exactly what buttons to push.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a case of Nico being fucking belligerent when it. I'm not having it, bollocks. You know.
Yeah,
it fucked up my gig.
Yeah, it is funny to listen to, and it's always. I think if you listen to any row you have with a mate, it's funny afterwards, you know.
But obviously, this was the side of Maiden you never got to see, wasn't it? I mean, fucking hell, they'd never swore in a song up until this, and you got enough fucks and cunts to fucking bollocks to last your lifetime.
Yeah, I've watched. I did bring it up on a video as well, and it's quite funny. People are sort of saying like, "What does bollocking mean?"
Yeah, because a lot of Americans obviously don't get because this is, you forget that Nico and Steve are both Londoners, so they're proper. Steve's a Cockney fucking through and through, and Nico I think is South London, so he's bordering on Cockney as well.
Yeah, he's a South London wrong.
So this is a blatant Cockney argument. So like you say, the Americans, it went over a lot of their heads, like the words. But and obviously Bruce sounding surprisingly from London, even though he's a fucking Sheffield boy. He's obviously spent his time in university down here. But the winning line, Nico fucking wins it, because when if Bruce is trying to say, well, what happens if the lighting truss is going to fall down on your head? And Nico, someone drags me out the fucking way, or else I'm dead, right? And Bruce was like, and it's like just fucking obliterated him. They are fucking hilarious. If you read the comments on YouTube, they're fucking brilliant, because it's just. Oh. But no,
I can see it. I can genuinely see it from both sides.
Oh yeah, I can.
I can see. If I was Nico, I'd be steaming.
Yeah.
And what Steve was saying to him, I think if he had said that the next day, Nico would have gone, no, fair enough.
But because he was fired up, and he's like,
because he was still steaming, he's gone, no. But I think the next day he would have gone, yeah. It was obvious he didn't mean to do what he did. It was a big misunderstanding all round. We've all learnt from it. So it won't happen again. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Sorry, mate. You all right? Yeah, don't worry. Right. And then that's it. You're done.
But yeah, obviously it kicked off after that, though, didn't it? Because after you got the old infamous Some Cunts recording this, Nico grabbed the tape, didn't he? and threw it on the floor and went to stamp on it. And Bruce punched him. And he was like, right, I'm not being assaulted. I'm quitting. I'm out. I'm fucking, I'm off. I'm not putting up with this behaviour.
Well, no, Bruce, the thing I saw was Bruce ran out, grabbed the tape and ran. And Nico ran after him. And when I think he ran and hid or went into another room and he was, where is he? Where is he? Yeah. And when he found him, that's when Bruce said, I'm sorry, but I've got lyrics to this there's song on the other side.
Yeah, lyrics to Power Slave on the other side, and Nico was going to stamp on it, sort of thing. But it was it was one of them things. But quite a mad old story. But I did see some comment. They said they shouldn't play "Look on the Bright Side of Life" after every gig. They should play this as a gig outro. It's fucking brilliant. Like,
right,
but no, I mean it's a totally unique fucking unique cover B-side, and fair play to the band for actually putting it on a fucking recording for everyone to hear. They're not divas. They're like, this is us. This is what you get.
They played when they were recording the album and everything. They were laughing about that argument, and then he went, "Did you keep that tape?" And then Bruce got his wife to bring the tape in, and then they played it through the thing, and apparently they were all just cracking up laughing. And I'll go on and stick on the single. So we've got Running Free and Sanctuary live. And then we've got Phantom of the Opera, again all live. This must have been when Live After Death come out.
No, but you missed out Ace's Eye, mate. You started to do it, but then we got on to a Mission from Harry.
Because he was on a mission from you, wasn't he?
Yeah, we missed out, obviously, King of Twilight, which is a cover by a band.
Bollocks,
by a band called Nectar.
I thought we covered it, sorry. Ace's Eye. And then we got, funny enough, though, it's King of Twilight, but it's actually 2 songs.
Yeah, I saw that, mixed them together. What I didn't realise was Nectar is still going, and they've had about 1,000 members.
And haven't they got
fucking unreal.
They've got like a Drifters thing going on as well. There's a German one and an American one, and
absolutely crazy. But it's a pretty good song. Obviously, starts off with Nico in today's climate being really politically incorrect, doing his Rastafarian thing.
Is that on the end of the?
It's at the start. Starts it, doesn't it?
Oh, because there's another one later on where he does loads of them, doesn't he? Goes on for ages, and it's all
that's at the end of Black Bart Blues.
Yeah, right. But I had a listen to the original version actually. It's pretty cool, pretty spacey and far out and proggy.
Yeah, a lot of it was, wasn't it? It was. I suppose it gives you a license to be able to maiden it up because you're doing something totally different with it.
Yeah. Again, it made me curious. I wanted to dig this album out actually. I wanted to dig a bit deeper when listening to the original version. But yeah, again, like we've said the whole time, they pick their songs. They pick them pretty well because it's not like they're not picking other heavy metal bands. They're not picking like obvious choices.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone can fucking cover.
It's sort of like it's different enough, but you can kind of see. The element that is in Maiden's sound and what the
influence is. As we go further along as well, when they start covering Led Zeppelin and stuff like that, they don't pick the fucking obvious ones. They pick something a bit obscure, and you get you know what I mean? And it's good because you always get bored of covering the main fucking tracks. It's like just do something a bit different. So I mean, obviously we've got Live After Death, the B-sides. They was obviously just stuff from various nights on the tour, weren't they? Or were they from the Hammersmith show? I can't remember. Because you had the 3 sides, because it was a double album, wasn't it? You had 3 sides from LA, and then 1 side was Hammersmith, wasn't it?
Yeah, you had the second disc was a mishmash. Well, disc 1 was one, but then you had the video, and that was a full concert from LA. I've got to admit, with Live After Death, I do prefer watching the video of the album of
because it's different though. It's a different night.
Yeah, it is a different night, but
obviously the way he introduces the Ancient Mariner, totally different.
I think as well. I mean, I think Live After Death is quite overrated as a live album.
Yeah, it is. I think we'll get there because we're going to be doing live albums.
I think it's famous because of is front cover, because it's got one of the best album covers in the world. But Bruce, and this isn't a knock on Bruce. Bruce is his voice is fried.
Yeah, after that 1,000 gigs.
Yeah, they should have fancy recording a live album on the last night of how many gigs was on that tour?
things, I suppose they wanted a walks and all thing, didn't they? Because you obviously had no.
Yeah, but you recall the first night or the fifth night, not the fucking 175th night, when Bruce is on the verge of going insane because he just wants a night off.
Yeah. And that isn't an exaggeration, people. If you don't know the stories, the World Slavery Tour fucked him up.
And on form, you know. But I think the better thing to do is watch, rather than listen to the album, is watch the video.
Yeah, the videos. Yeah,
exactly. Or the DVD.
Yeah,
I had that on video. You know?
Video, I did. Video as was.
So, right up next.
Now we, in my opinion, we're getting into the proper fucking gold.
Yeah, we're finished with the covers now for the time being. Anyway, don't quote.
Well, no, we're not. We're still covers, but it's but the stuff from Somewhere in Time is fucking so good.
Yeah.
Starting out with Reach Out.
From the Wasted Years single.
What a fucking song this is. And it's the first real inkling we had of just how much Adrian smashes it on vocals.
Imagine if Adrian Smith joined Def Leppard instead of Vivian Campbell.
Well, yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it? He was.
That would have been that's an alternate world to go down, isn't it?
Because obviously, I think him and Phil Collins are mates because they're both London boys, aren't they?
So I'm really jealous of Phil Collins. I
think. Well, it's funny because Phil Collins was in the running for Maiden before they got Adrian. Imagine that.
Oh, thanks.
That's a fucking sliding doors moment right there.
Yeah, they made the right choice getting Adrian.
That's two bands who have got a totally different future.
Yeah. I wish something. Phil Collins, I don't like him actually. I do hate him. And
I fucking quite like the guy.
No, I hate him because he just wanders around. All of his gigs he does shirtless, just topless, and I just hate it.
Yeah, but if you were 60 odd and you had fucking abs, I'd fucking walk around shirtless as well, mate.
Exactly. That's why I hate him. The only thing I've got against him is that I can't do it.
During lockdown,
I just wish, it's like leather trousers. The only thing I just hate people that wear them because I can't wear them.
Yeah.
And
Phil Collins, during lockdown,
and if I had a six pack like that, I'd never wear a shirt either. I'd just do I'd just stand up the whole show, like going like that, like Phil does.
Well, yeah, during lockdown, he did a diary of basically him in his fucking megabucks LA home doing his gym, like how he works out and all the rest of it.
No, there is a 30-day challenge thing, isn't there, that you can do? Yeah, there is.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. It's on Def Leppard's YouTube channel if you want to check it out. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So, good luck to you, Phil, but,
do one.
Yeah, fucking do one. Yeah. Have you ever tried stuffed crust pizza?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So.
Anyway, back to Reach Out. What a song.
Yes. I mean, this is probably, unless I'll think of another one in the meantime. But yeah, if you was going to point what's the good B-side, I think Reach Out's my favourite.
Yeah.
It's a really uplifting song.
Original song by Dave Colwell, who was in Bad Company, for fuck's sake.
Oh, well, this isn't an Adrian Smith song.
No, this was written by Dave Colwell. It was played by the whole entire population of Hackney.
Yeah.
That's why it ended up doing this, being re-recorded.
Well, the entire population of Hackney went on to become ASAP.
Yeah, and among other things.
Yeah.
But it was that gig. It was 1985, wasn't it? It was just Adrian and Nico with a few mates just played the fucking some random venue.
I think they just
under
did
the name the entire population
on the side,
of Hackney,
didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, under the name the entire population of Hackney, and did a gig, and it was a load of cover versions, and they ended the night playing Trooper and all that because I think Bruce come out and I think Steve come out as well.
Yeah, and you can get that on a live album, a bootleg.
Yeah,
and it costs a lot of money. Look, whenever you're looking at a bootleg, just go on YouTube, because bootlegs used to be like Russian roulette, and you were fine with that. It was like, I'm either going to be lucky or I'm not, but I'll take that risk.
But most of the stuff's on YouTube now, isn't it?
But most of it is on YouTube. And so just have a listen on YouTube. See if you can find it on YouTube first and listen, because that gig sounds like it was recorded in the kitchen 10 houses down the road from the venue. It sounds like utter shit. And thank God I did that as well, because I nearly spent a couple of quid on Bruce's first show with Iron Maiden in the Ruskin Arms.
Oh,
and
thank
fuck I never did.
Shit, mate. I tried to call them.
It's just like, yeah, it's like the guy's put his recorder in his back pocket and just forgot. It was. Yeah. It's like he recorded it by accident and got home and went, oh, fucking hell.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, sounds like shit. Don't bother. Sometimes it's better just to not have it. But yeah, Reach Out, great song. Great song. And you really get that, because I think all of Maiden's stuff is pretty timeless. It doesn't. Yeah. There's music that's timeless, but there is some music that's like the soundtrack to when you can tell it came from an era, and the somewhere in time era of Maiden, it is the 80s. It just sounds like the 80s.
Guitar Simpson, all that. Yeah.
And Reach Out, I think, should have been on the Transformers the movie soundtrack.
Yeah, and fucking hell, yeah.
And this next song, again, it should have been on Miami Vice. We're talking about
that girl. Well, have you heard the original?
Yes, I have. Yes,
fucking
I've seen FM. I saw FM live.
Oh Christ!
They were opening in for Thin Lizzy.
Oh, right, cool. Yeah, I mean, what I didn't realise, because when I listened to it, I was like, fucking hell, this is so different. What I didn't realise was Maiden actually covered a demo.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't realise
that.
Yeah,
it was FM apparently were formed by the ex Samson bassist and drummer, which is obviously why there was a connection with Bruce there. And Andy Barnett, another guy from the entire population of Hackney and ASAP, he co-wrote the song in the demo form. And that's when Maiden were like, because they played it at the entire population of Hackney gig, and they were like, right, we're gonna fucking record this. But then the band, a couple of brothers joined the band. I can't think their names, and they basically rewrote the song, and that's why it's and the original is what sound or the actual recorded version.
Yeah,
sounds like it could have been on Paul Di'Anno's first solo album.
Funny enough. I had to write notes because there's so many. I thought I'll write it. I'll say this because it's a wine low cup. I was going to say it's good, but it's not as good as Di'Anno.
No, mate, fucking hell. But I couldn't believe.
But this is what Di'Anno was getting at. I think you had FM, and I'll tell you what as well is the keyboard player from Thin Lizzy. Oh bollocks! What's his name? He was never actually a member of the band, but he played keyboards on the last 4 Thin Lizzy albums and toured with them. But he was never in the photos, if you know what I mean. And he had writing credits on roughly about 2 songs for the last couple of albums. Oh, bollocks, what's his name? Anyway, the guy looks like Brian May. Same haircut as Brian May. And after Thin Lizzy split, he did a band called Dare. And mate, there's that first album's cool, but there's a song called Abandon. So band's called Dare, and the song's called Abandon. Mate, you will be singing into your toothbrush when you hear that song. It is so 80s. It's brilliant. It's got this feedbacky intro with this keyboard riff, and then bam. Bam, 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 bam. And it's got that real Bryan Adams, vocals. and when it comes to and it just builds up and builds up. And when it comes to the chorus, mate, if you're running if you're on a running machine, when that chorus kicks in, you'll just take off.
Start running.
It's that good. You'll be like Rocky Balboa. It's a fantastic song, Abandoned by Dare. And why did I bring that up?
Because it's like Paul Di'Anno and
because it sounds like FM and so AOI as it's known now.
Yeah,
it was obviously the order of the day at the time. Do you know what I mean? Plus Def Leppard must. Yeah. When did Def Leppard just explode?
83, Pyromania.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so it would have been about right.
Sad
every
story.
Every record label would have gone, we want that.
Yeah, sad story. Phil Lynott said to Joe Elliott, like, I just heard your new album and yeah, I can't compete with that. That's why I thrown in the towel.
Yeah.
That's why he split. And Joe Elliott said he went. That gave me no pleasure at all.
I could say, yeah, but that bummed Joe Elliott right out.
Yeah, he said like he was
influenced by Thin Lizzy, no doubt, and grew up listening to him, and then
they were coming up, and they had already been. Yeah. Every band, every musician long enough will eventually go through a dip, and he was going through a dip, and he just said like he was at a low at that point, and it weren't nice to see, and I certainly didn't get any pleasure from him saying that, and I wish people would stop fucking bringing it up.
Yeah,
I just did.
So that's all.
Yeah.
But no, you know.
But Photograph was undeniable, wasn't it? It was just
that whole album is fucking undeniable, mate. It's a fucking work of art, and it straddled the point from what they were to what they became. Because Hysteria went full on the other way. Now, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Def Leppard and I love Hysteria, but Photograph straddled the AC/DC, what they wanted to be, with the sort of hard rock arena thing, and it just sort of the fine
sounded line. I mean, even now it just sounds so fresh, doesn't it? It's so modern. I you know, that note at the end is when he just gives it.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome. Does he still do that? Can he pull that off now?
His voice is. We see him. Kerry and I see him at the O2 doing Hysteria in full.
Well, they're kind of like a boy band, aren't they? Def Leppard, because they do all harmonise. They do all back each other up.
Yeah, they do, and they do it well. But no, Joe Elliott's still got the pipes, mate. All of them still got the pipes, to be fair. They are a phenomenal band. And people forget, because of what they morphed into, they're a fucking rock band through and through, mate. Because they for their encore, they busted out Wasted off their EP from '79.
Yeah, they do that now. Yeah, they do.
Hell, it was like shit. You know, people diss them, but they can rock like a bastard with anyone.
Well, he was basically. I saw an interview with Joe Elliott where he said like we was getting ribbed for never playing the early stuff. And I think it was the tour where they first did. I'll get them muddled up. Which one's Hysteria and Pyromania?
Pyromania came first, then Hysteria.
Hysteria is the one with Pour Some Sugar on Me and all that.
Yes.
Yeah. So when they did Hysteria in full, they actually opened the set with the B-side from their first single.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was like, caught ya. Like, fucking have that. Right. It was to catch people out.
Yeah.
And, so that was the time when they said, like, well, here you go. But he sort of said that, you know, you got to realise 97% of the 99% of the audience don't even know that stuff.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
To most people, Hysteria is the first album.
Yeah.
Which I get. I do get that. But because I'm a prick, my favourite album's High and Dry.
Well, no, a lot of people fucking like High and Dry. I mean, it's a great album.
But the thing is, High and Dry, they're practically a different band. You've got two different guitarists.
Yeah. Pete Willis and obviously Steve Clark.
Yeah.
Rest in power, son. But no, Pete Willis and all that. That was the AC/DC drive. I mean, On Through the Night and High and Dry, like I say, they were AC/DC clones pretty much. They had a bit more about them. But then, obviously, when Pete Willis left and Phil Collin came in, that's when it was.
On Through the Night is when they opened for Thin Lizzy. Cool story. But they're the opening band for Thin Lizzy. They do their sound check, and they're standing at the bar. And Phil Lynott walks in and he goes, "Boys, why aren't you drinking?" And they're like, "We ain't got any money." And he went, "Well, no, we ain't got nothing. We're skint." He went, "Fuck's sake, come here." He pulled out his wallet and gave them 20 quid each.
Oh, right, what a legend.
Go get yourself some drinks. And just walked off. Like, never asked for it back.
That's
never
proper, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's proper, mate.
Yeah. And that was their first tour.
Yeah, but all goes downhill, doesn't it? You know, I bet they never got that sort of genuine fucking love ever again. I bet it was all fucking manufactured after that.
Yeah.
Just to have some guy who he could have just ignored them, couldn't he?
Mm.
But no doubt he's been in their shoes.
Yeah, exactly. No, he was a fucking legend, Phil Lynott. I could talk about him all day. Yeah, I want to watch those. There's a couple of films that just come.
We've sidetracked on the Def Leppard when we should be carrying on with the B-sides.
Oh, they know the score by now. Yeah. Right, where are we now? So
can I play with
Can I play with Agnes?
Juanita, which is the other song off Stranger in Strange Land, and it's a Marshall Fury cover. Apparently, you never recorded it.
I didn't do that one. Right, you're going to have to take lead on that one. I missed it. Sorry.
Juanita. It's basically it's actually pretty cool. It's quite fast paced. Never going back, Juanita. That one. But it's written by Andy Barnett again from Entire Population of Hackney and ASAP. So this entire fucking time was Adrian just fucking auditioning band members for his side project. But no, it's a pretty cool song. You know, nothing mental, but it holds its own with Reach Out and That Girl.
Yeah, and again, it has that same guitar tone all through it, so it fits on that album.
It's all Seventh Son. It's all Somewhere in Time sound way through. It's pretty cool. The best of the B-side actually it flips the order around because after this we've got another Wasted Years B-side, which we should have done after Reach Out.
Oh bollocks! Yeah, go on.
Which is the immensely hilarious Sheriff of Huddersfield.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I was looking for that. I couldn't find it. Yeah.
Yeah, the best of the B-sides. They flip the order around. But yeah, Sheriff of Huddersfield. Fucking hell. Maiden's first comedy song.
Yeah, it's the only one that really works as well, isn't it?
And it's fucking hilarious. Obviously, all about Rod Smallwood. Obviously, the legendary manager, Rodney Smallwallet, as they call him.
Rodney Smallwallet. Yeah.
But they must have been cracking up when they were doing this.
Well, they didn't tell him they were doing it.
I was going to say,
it
made me wonder. I actually wrote down, I wonder if he knew about it before they recorded it, or whether they recorded it and just said, here you go, it's pressed. Off you go.
No, I think when they did, because he doesn't get involved in the music, does he? Just lets them get to it, but then just has a listen once it's done. And I think they played it, and just in with everything, and then it came on, and he's like, "What the bloody hell was this then?" Oh, fucking you lot, and yeah.
Oh mate, if you haven't heard it, guys, fucking check it out. It's hilarious, especially if you know the history of Rod. Obviously, basically, don't let him spend any fucking money. But if they didn't have him as a manager, they would have fucking split up years ago.
Oh, I think they know that. Yeah.
He is the seventh member of the band, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, back in my band days, I said about my band at the time was getting a manager, and you went like, well, yeah, good for you. And you said the golden line. You went a manager, a good manager at least, is the difference between Iron Maiden and Angel Witch. Yeah,
and it is, isn't it?
Yeah. And
I was hanging with Rod. I was in the cinema with him when I saw the Scream for Me Sarajevo premiere in Leicester Square. I went to that because when they released it in cinemas.
Yeah.
Rod Smallwood was there.
Why didn't I go to that?
I don't know. You were. I went with Paul. I can't remember if you were working or whatever.
Yeah, I think I remember now. I think
It was saying you couldn't.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it, but no, it was a good night. It was in there with like pretty much most of the band, all the crew and all that, and Rod Smallwood. It was pretty groovy.
Cool.
But yeah, so
was Bruce there? Bruce weren't.
No, he weren't there.
But the band were.
No, like I think Alex Dixon was there.
Yeah, apparently they're making a film about that, but a film.
All right, because
like, do we need a film?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, the documentary is fucking.
Documentary's good, yeah. Don't get me wrong, but it's a documentary, and I think that story's best told as a documentary. A dramatised film.
No, don't sound right. So hopefully that doesn't get off the ground. But right, moving on.
The Egg Cup.
Can I play with madness? Indeed.
What we got?
Black Bart
Blues.
Do you know the story of this?
I could guess it, but go on.
It's Black Bart is a suit of armour that's always on their tour bus.
Oh, I thought it was the name of their tour bus.
No, it's that's the name of the suit of armour. Apparently, they were driving along in fucking Spain or something, and they just saw 3 suits of armour outside some old fucking shitty shop, and they were like, right. Bruce was like, stop the car, I've got to buy one, and they bought it and stuck it on the tour bus. And this is just about the things he sees on the tour bus, and apparently it is a fairly infamous song about a groupie stumbling onto the bus and arranging to exchange a blowjob for beer with one of the band members who is unnamed. But that's what that fucking all that thing is at the start. And all the thing in between with Bruce saying, "Oh, just shut up and get on with it, will you?" And all that sort of thing.
It never happens in the real world, does it?
but yeah.
And then we've got
and then after the song, we've got Nico.
A lot of Nico doing a lot of West Indies accent.
And the most "fuck my old boots," which is the fucking legendary saying. Are we ready? Nico tells the story best on the first 10 years, doesn't he? Because he didn't know they'd recorded any of this. And they stuck it all on the end of the song. And of course, they were like you said, they were playing the fucking songs to all the EMI fucking record label bigwigs. And this comes on. And it's just him fucking taking a piss for fucking 3 minutes. And he said he felt he just wanted to die.
I can't do the West India. I'm normally good at it.
We should have done it anyway. We'll get cancelled.
I can't. No, I work with different. My boss is Jamaican.
Yeah.
And I worked with a guy. He's retired now. Victor. I fucking love the bloke to death. And he was one of those people. He was like the ruder he was to you, the more you liked him.
Yeah.
But he was from St. Lucia, so he had a different accent. Yeah, I used to do his accent, and people used to like crease up laughing when I did impressions of him, and it used to piss him off. And he rang the help desk complaining about something, and the girl thought it was me winding her up. So he walked in the office and was like, "She," was like, "fucking taking the piss out of me." Da 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 da. And I was just sitting in the corner. He went, "And it's all because of that wanker." And he like, everyone at that point started laughing. He's like, "I don't know what you're fucking laughing at. He doesn't even sound like me." And they're like, "He does." So so I can do a St. Lucian accent apparently, but I can't do a Jamaican accent. But but I've been told when I do impressions of people at work, I've been told I'm in the wrong job. So. I've been told I'm in the wrong job for good and for bad. So. Yeah, you're definitely in the wrong job, mate. And then I've had, "You're in the wrong job, mate." So, right, well, where are we, mate? So we've got Black Bart Blues.
Right, we are. Yeah, we've done that. We're on Evil That Men Do with the
re-recorded and now this is awesome.
Yeah,
this is
two songs that were like fucking hell. These are really good. When you think by the time they got around to doing this, obviously we're talking about Prowler 88 and Charlotte the Harlot 88, by the way, people.
Yes. Sorry, I've got
re-recorded them because it was only Steve and Dave who were left who played on them.
There was talk of them doing the album.
Yeah, Nico said on the first 10 years, didn't he? He said they were going to re-record both albums.
Both albums.
Yeah, he said they were going to re-record both anything because at the time it was the lineup, wasn't it, that everyone loves, the Golden Age and all that shit. Obviously Bruce, Steve, Dave, Adrian, and Nico, and they wanted to have it as the complete, pretty much like Anthrax did with the Greater Two Evils. This is our lineup. We're going to re-record some old shit.
And we've spoke about it as well. It can be quite a controversial thing, but I honestly don't see what the fuss is about.
If you don't like it, you've still got the original version that you love. If you do like it, you've got two versions that you love. And if you prefer the new one, everyone's a winner. What's the fucking problem?
Yeah, it's exactly.
But it is what it is.
And when it comes to stopgap releases, you know, you've got live albums, you've got a cover album.
Yeah. Or you've got a reimagining is the term.
And I would rather a re-recording of an old album or old material than a covers album. Covers albums are shit. I mean, I can
talking about that. Fucking got to give props out to Lynch Mob. Rest in peace, the band name. Old George Lynch of Dokken fame. They re-recorded their first album, Wicked Sensation, which, as a side note, just happens to be one of my favourite albums of all time. If you yet to hear it, check it out. It's cock rock at its finest. But they re-recorded it, but they reimagined every song.
So the guy rapped it.
Yeah, it weren't quite that, but
then they become like a rap metal band. Something.
I mean, to be fair, to my ears, it's absolutely hideous because I love the original album, but I fall into the category we just talked about. It doesn't affect my loving of the original, but I've got to give them credit for not just rehashing the same shit. They've gone, how can we fuck with this? What can we do? So fair play to Lynch Mob for doing that, for George Lynch, because it's not for me, but it falls into that. We've got two versions. If you love it, like it, whatever. Same as this. I mean, for me, Prowler's musically's never sounded better. It's warm, it's heavy, you can hear everything.
I think
this is the production you couldn't get on the first album.
And again, I'm a complete Paul Di'Anno nut swinger, and I love those two albums. But this particular version of this particular song, it sounds like the song it was always meant to be.
Yeah.
And
it does.
It's not so much people get caught up in the Bruce versus Paul. It's like no, it's Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Versus it's Iron Maiden what it was, and Iron Maiden what it would become.
Yeah.
And then the first song on that first album, re-recorded now as Iron Maiden are, it just goes. To me, it's coming full circle.
Yeah, that's it. And let's not forget that.
And nothing's changed in the song either. It's
no, they didn't change any of it.
As it, yeah.
Like, so let's not forget that Prowler is a fucking awesome song as well.
It's the ultimate rock and roll song. I mean, there's rock and roll and there's heavy metal, but
I imagine it was a perfect double whammy, because I've obviously watching the Anthrax documentary they've been putting on YouTube over the last couple of months for their 40th, and they were obviously talking about fucking everyone bought Iron Maiden's first album. They'd never fucking heard them. They bought it because of Eddie.
Yeah.
Scott Ian said, I didn't know what I was buying. This band could have been a pile of shit, but I bought it because of the front cover, and I thought if the front cover's this good, the music's got to be good. Doesn't always work out that way. But he said, as soon as Prowler started, I knew straight away. It was the ultimate.
Yeah.
And Prowler is such a great way to fucking grab, here we are, we're coming for you. What a song. What a song.
Ralph Vieira as well, he's same thing. I bought it because of Eddie. He says, and when I turned it around, it was like, well, they look like Judas Priest, so they must be after.
Yeah.
And he didn't realise that they had a different sing. When he bought Number of the Beast, he didn't realise they had a new singer, so he put it on.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does pretty good reviews. You won't agree with him. He doesn't like, and he kind of drops off after Power Slave. But he doesn't bitch.
He just says not for me, and that's fair enough. Yeah,
he went, I always check it out. Yeah. There's always a couple of songs I like.
Yeah,
but for me, and it's like, well, you were there at the very beginning, so we'll let that thing.
That's it. Yeah.
But he did do he just put a review of the new album, and he did really like it.
Cool.
And he's like, he went, and I'm part of that crowd. I don't like the long songs. I'm not really into the non stuff. He went, but this one, holy shit! And then he's cool guy, Ralph. I've got a lot of time for him. So what are we on to next?
Right. We've done Prowler. We've got obviously Charlotte Hartley 88. I don't think it has quite the same feel. It sounds better, obviously, but it hasn't got the magic, I don't think.
Charlotte Harlot is a rough and ready song, and it needs a rough and ready recording. Yeah,
and obviously that's why this loses out to the original for me, because it, like I say, it's raw. It needs to be.
It had that punk aesthetic, didn't it? I mean, you've got I know you don't like punk, but I know what everyone. No, but I do think you misunderstand. I think you don't like punk.
Yeah.
But I think you do respect punk as an ingredient. You don't mind a bit. You don't mind punk on the spice rack, and occasionally go right, sprinkle a bit of that in.
That's it. Yeah.
And then we're good. And then you're like that. You know, a certain cheese might work in a certain thing or on a certain burger, but that cheese you might like in an ingredient, but that cheese on its own on a cracker, you're like, oh, fuck that.
Fuck that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I think where you.
Like I say, I'm not. I know that the punk obviously played a big part, and because it was the defining genre at the time, but Maiden killed it. Yeah,
it was like I say, it was a spice added into the mix in those things, just as much as prog was, and all the rest of it.
And Charlotte the Harlot definitely needed that edge. So but 1 out of 2, can't argue.
Right, I've put my things back too quick, haven't I? Infinite Dreams. But that was live, wasn't it?
Live shit, yeah. I mean, we don't really get covers until we move on to No Prayer.
I'll just put that in the thing there. That's also the cover of the live album at the time, which was recorded in Birmingham.
Yeah,
awesome that was a good concert as well. Awesome set list.
I'll tell you, that's the only version of Killers I listen to. And that's the only version of Still Life I listen to. I don't listen to the album versions at all because I think they're wank. But those two live versions, fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, you know.
Proper.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've been mainly talking about Best of the B-Sides, the compilation that came in Eddie's archive. I've got this little one as well. I bought in a bootleg store. I think I bought this in Camden. Fuck
me, that's the video front cover from the Rainbow, isn't it?
Yeah, and on the back cover you got Donaton, and it's basically got the odds and sods that ain't on this, and this is part 2 as well. Yeah, the
quality artwork.
It's proper faded as well. You can tell it's right. So what are we doing next? We've got
All in Your Mind.
I don't actually have the next couple of ones. Yeah, I've got a Holy Smoke picture disc. If you want me to go grab it.
Go on, you've been fucking itching to do it all night. Go off, you try it. Go on. Fucking hell, like a kid in a sweet shop. I think I actually gave him that. Did I give you that? No, I don't think I did.
Where did I get it?
I didn't give you that one, did I?
No, I bought this off of your old bandmate.
Paul?
No.
Dave?
The other one. Dave.
Dave, fucking hell.
He was selling it on eBay. I realised who he was and I sent him a private message. I went, don't bother about posting it. I'll pick it up on the way home from work if you want.
Yeah.
So.
Result.
Yeah. What?
But yeah.
Back in a minute.
Yeah, here we go. It's fucking hell. So anyway, Holy Smoke. What's he getting now? I think if he was professional, he'd have everything ready to go, wouldn't you? Just talking about your lack of professionalism.
Lack of professional.
Should have stuff ready to go.
Well, you know.
Anyway. Fucking hell. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, All in Your Mind by a band called Stray, who actually supported Maiden on a Dance of Death tour.
Funnily enough, I read an article about Stray in a classic rock magazine, and I think their first album got reissued with Steve Harris doing liner notes for it.
Oh, cool.
Because he was actually featured. I was like, why are they asking Steve Harris about a band? Because Steve Harris is like in the article.
Yeah.
But apparently a lot of they suffered a little bit because a lot of venues wouldn't hire them to do gigs because Charlie Cray was their manager.
Fucking hell.
So they were like, oh, fuck that. We don't want to.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Charlie Cray of the third Cray twin. Obviously, for people who are not quite up to.
Yeah, Charlie Cray was a manager, so
yeah, Christ
it
almighty.
was that was he obviously tried getting into the music business and everything.
Yeah, people were like, whoa.
Yeah. Then again, I suppose Don Arden was no different. I mean, Don Arden didn't think twice about pulling guns on people and whatnot. The band managers can be quite ruthless,
Got to be, don't they?
Yeah, I suppose.
Got to be. But Stray have been going since like the 70s, isn't they? They've been going fucking ages.
Yeah, yeah.
Proper long time. And I'm not saying supported Maiden on a Dance of Death tour for a few dates.
That was the other thing I was going to say. Yeah.
And the original song is surprisingly powerful. Like, because production values in the 70s weren't all that. You either made a really good sounding album or you had no money. And that was pretty much every other band other than fucking Deep Purple. But the original was pretty fucking cool. Obviously, Nico, Maiden didn't have to do a lot of jazz here. I mean, Nico had some savage drumming on it, which isn't present.
Nico gives it a kick up the arse.
He does,
literally.
Yeah. So, but no, it's a pretty good song actually. I mean, because I listened to the shit out of these tracks, all in Your Mind and Kill Mr. Swar and all that. That was my time when I was buying picture discs and fucking singles and all that, going into buying Record Collector and There was a second-hand record shop over Wickford in Essex. I used to fucking live there.
Oh.
Funny enough, that's where I got my Sepultura hand-painted Arise fucking CD that you coveted for 1,000 years.
I gave that a good home, is what I did. Because you were going to fucking get rid of it, you nincompoop.
We're talking about a copy of Sepultura's Arise that was actually a cardboard.
Shall I get it?
Yeah, go on. You got it because it's fucking. It's unique though, isn't it? This is a fucking. I've never seen anything like this. I fucking just found it on the shelf. It's Arise, obviously their classic Sepultura album, but it was a cardboard fucking like fold out thing. It folded out like a cross, and the artwork was fucking. It was a painting. It was like hand drawn, and it was like the fuck. But hopefully Joe can fucking get it because it was bizarre. Just seeing it, just randomly. Never heard anything about it or nothing. He ain't lost it, has he?
We have proper gone off on one tonight, haven't we?
You can't fuck it. Oh, did you get it? There we go. Look at that shit. The old logo. Fucking hell, proper, mate.
Let's see.
Crazy.
And then
Why it opens up. Look at that. I think I got that for like fucking £5.
And I got it for free.
Yeah.
I've actually got a reissue of it as well. We got reissued a year or two ago with a load of demos and that. I got that, but I thought, yeah, I'm keeping that though. Right.
Anyway,
don't talk about anything else now. Because...
Shall we crack on? Yeah. Right. Kill Me Ce Soir. Golden Earring. Obviously, we all know how much Steve loves Golden Earring.
I'll tell you one thing. Their song Radar Love.
What, Running Free, you mean?
Yeah, Running Free. That song is a fucking tune, though, isn't it?
I mean, that and this
chorus.
Is as well. They were fucking. They should have been massive. Should have been massive.
Have you seen that? I'm doing it. I don't know if it's on Top of the Pops or what, but it's in the 70s. It's in some studio with an audience in that. And that fucking outfit the singer's got on with zip up.
Yeah.
Again, how cool would you be if you could pull that off?
Yeah, well, you've got to be, ain't you?
You know.
But yeah, I mean, Steve obviously he said he openly fucking worn Golden Earring t-shirts on fucking stage, isn't he? You know, he says they're one of his favourite bands, and their bassist Rainer Skerritsen. Forgive the if I butchered your pronunciation, mate. I do apologise, but he said he was a major influence, and you can fucking hear it. His bass playing, you can hear it in Steve's bass playing.
Yeah.
But this song's really fucking good. It's really moody, atmospheric, and obviously Maiden jazzed it up a touch, but didn't really have to do much to it.
Yeah, they give it the Maiden.
Yeah, the Maiden thing. I mean, Bruce obviously flexing his French language muscles. It's obviously some of the lyrics are French, but no. So this is a pretty cool tune.
So next up, we've got Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter.
Yeah, I'm a Mover. What a fucking song this is, mate.
I thought Bring Your Daughters to the Slaughter was a good song to play at a wedding, but apparently not. This is my favourite artwork as well. This is my favourite.
It's good.
I've got the one I've got is Eddie as a Grim Reaper. It's a bit shit, but the one I'm talking about, the one with Eddie, with the devil woman, and the it just looks like the side of an arcade. Do you remember arcades?
Yeah.
Like, it just looks. It's just got that 80s horror video shop arcade. You know, it's just.
Did I give you the picture disc for this?
No.
The brain pack. We opened up at the top, and it was a brain, and the pitch disc come out.
No.
Yeah, that must have gone down to some market stall somewhere. Joe, triggered live and on camera. Look at that.
I saw this on eBay. This artwork framed, and I thought about getting it because I think that this is arguably my favourite Eddie.
Fucking hell, you don't. That's quite a mad one. A lot of people wouldn't. It's not mine. I mean, it's good, but I wouldn't say that. But no, fucking fair play to you for going against the grain on that one.
I like Eddie in a t-shirt and jeans. All the rest of Eddies are awesome. Don't get me wrong.
You mean,
but
like
my Eddie, I like bare bones Eddie.
Yeah, I see that.
And I just love the aesthetic on this. It just looks like it captures the era, 1990. There you go.
Yeah.
Right, smack bang between the 80s and the And yeah, it just has that cool horror poster theme to it. But yeah. Right. Anyway, I'm a mover.
I'm a mover.
I'm not too bores
really?
Me. This does. Yeah.
Oh fucking hell! I love it. I mean, Free.
I come to the conclusion. I just don't like blues.
Yeah, see, I like blues, and especially I like blues rock. And
I like
Free
blues.
do that.
I like old blues, but
Free do that better than anyone. I mean,
yeah.
If you don't know Free People, they All Right Now is their most famous song.
Yeah.
And Paul Rodgers went on to form Bad Company. Fucking Bad Company, what band they were.
Well, Bad Company, it was more or less Free anyway.
Yeah.
It was only one or two.
Then he went on to, he got the Queen gig after obviously Freddie passed, and they went back out on the road. And arguably, they should have fucking stuck with him rather than get Adam Lambert.
I think they should have.
No, I mean, they shouldn't have gone out under Queen, full stop. They should have gone out to different bands. Should have done what Black Star Riders did.
Yeah, Adam Lambert, whether you like him or not.
He can sing.
Paul Rodgers could only do certain sections of the catalogue.
Yeah.
Adam Lambert can do the lot. But in all fairness to him, I mean, if you look on YouTube,
the lace Freddie's jockstrap, but
look at his live version of Who Wants to Live Forever. The guy pulls it off. Can't deny that. Who else could? Who else can?
No, but no one else should. That's the argument. There's one band that should never be.
Yeah, but what was he meant to say? No.
Well, no, but they should. No, I'm not on about obviously Adam Lambert. But John Deacon had it right. He's like, no, this is not Queen. I'm done.
No, but Johnny Deacon gave him his blessing.
Oh no, he did. But he said, this is not Queen. I'm done.
Yeah.
And
he's taking the money though, isn't he?
I know, because he handles the money anyway. Yeah. Apparently, he's always handled the money. But well, why shouldn't he take the money? He wrote most of the fucking songs. But apparently, Brian May and Roger Taylor don't make a financial decision without consulting him first, even now.
Yeah, because he's still part of the. He's still at the table, isn't he?
Apparently, he's so financially fucking astute. They're like, no, we run it by John Deacon first.
No, but Cheap Trick was saying, because I don't know about Cheap Trick, but they were saying like some ex-members. They're like, yeah, they're not in the band anymore, but they're still in the band.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
especially if they've got songwriting credits.
Yeah, it's like any meeting we have, they're at the table.
Yeah,
and that when we reissued some part of our catalogue,
but that's
they're still there putting their input. We're still in contact with them, and if
that's why Steve and Rod, when a band member goes, they pay them out. We're done. See ya. So they can move on and do what they fucking like.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't got. Oh, we want to do a greatest hits album. Oh, fucking hell, we've got to get fucking Dennis Stratton in. We've got to get fucking Blaze Bailey. All this.
Yeah.
They're done. They buy them out. Here's your money. Thanks very much. Shake hands. Off you trot, and they can move forward. So it's a good way of doing things, from my point of view, anyway. But anyway, back to Free. This song, fucking Nico hilarity at the start. He forgets how it started, doesn't
he? Yeah.
Fuck my old boots. I've got a mental block on it.
Yeah, I'll give. I mean, look, it's just not my thing. I mean, I get why they done it, and it's good for them to do it. But this is for Yannick and Dave to basically.
Yeah, twiddle off on.
Have a.
Because obviously Paul Kossoff
fiddle about.
Paul Kossoff was a savage guitarist.
Because the solos, it's blazing. There's no denying that.
That's it.
But I just don't like slow bluesy songs. They fucking.
Yeah, no, I quite like Free. I love Bad Company. So, but no, it's a good cover. And we go from the sublime to the ridiculous.
This is your favourite band, isn't it?
Well, Iron Maiden, yeah.
Yeah.
Covering my most hated band.
Yeah. Best drummer in the world.
The most. Oh, you fuck off. The best drummer. Yeah, there's one good drummer playing on this track. The most overrated band of all time ever in any version of the multiverse. Please bear in mind that this is my opinion, not the opinion of the Nightmare Cabin. So please don't cancel the Nightmare Cabin. Led Zeppelin, what a pile of shit. And this song, the original's dull and overrated. And this song just, you can't polish a turd. For me. Off you go, Joe.
No, it's all right. cool cover of
I can see why they covered
cool
this
song.
and not one of the more filmy ones, because they wanted to do something a bit different, which is what I was alluding to.
This is a regular set opener for
but it's not. It's not like fucking Kashmir or fucking Whole Lot of Love or nothing like that, is it?
No, it's one of the early songs. Yeah. Mind you, I say I don't like blues, but the Led Zeppelin album I gravitate to is the first one, and that's pretty much mostly blues.
Fucking blues, isn't it?
And I'm just thinking, I love the first Black Sabbath album as well, and I don't know, I just don't like the whole boom, 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 boom. You know, it just drags.
Yeah.
I mean, I love B.B. King and like John Lee Hooker and people I love like old.
Oh yeah, everyone loves that shit.
I love the real old stuff as well, like that, like Muddy Waters or it just sounds like a bloke sitting on a porch going ding, 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 ding,
just
ding,
some crusty old bastard.
Yeah, if it's not 100 years old, I don't want to know. But that sort of, I like that old blues, but I don't really.
You're not a fan of the next song then?
Nodding Donkey Blues. Yeah. What did I write down for that? I wrote notes down. And I've not even looked at them the whole show. I've just put I just don't like blues. That's actually.
I mean, this is a fucking obviously yeah. I mean, this is another comedy song, obviously.
I'd say this is Steve Harris. I just don't like blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've moved on, obviously, we're now on to Be Quick or Be Dead, and this was an original song about a fat bird. Not putting
all the best songs are Whole Lot of Rosie, Fat Bottom Girls,
604. Do you know that one?
Spinal Tap.
No, 604 Anthrax.
Oh, Can't Stop
Grindcore
one. Can't Stop eating.
Katrina, Can't Stop eating. Can't Stop eating.
Yeah. What's the Spinal Tap one?
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
The bigger the waistband, the deeper the quicksand. That's what I said. Big bottoms.
That's it, yeah. But this is the first Maiden song with a piano, 23 years before Empire of the Clouds. Just as a little factoid.
Piano solo as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, because apparently when it's brilliant, because when it comes in with a piano solo, Bruce goes, "There should be a guitar solo here."
Yeah. Who plays it though?
Fuck knows. You must be at fight. Right, hang on. I'm gonna be unprofessional now. And
no, so I'll find it. It's a keyboard actually. It's Michael Keeney.
Ah, Michael Keeney. Obviously, he's Steve's tech, wasn't he? And he played the keyboards on Seven Son and all that.
Yeah. He's been in the band fucking longer than some of.
Well, he ain't no more, is he?
Is he not?
No, Steve took him out. Steve plays keyboards now on his own.
Yeah, what about live? Because I think he was just a road tech that did them all live. It was mainly for the Seventh Son gig, wasn't it?
But mind you, now they probably do it all by fucking sampling anyway. I don't know. I could be talking bollocks. Michael Keeney still might be in a band or still might be backstage, whatever. But right, another Be Quick or Be Dead with Space Station number 5. Back to Montrose, the only band to ever do it twice.
I didn't write this one down. I must have missed this one. So yeah, all right, you take the lead on this one.
Yeah, I mean it's like I say, second Montrose cover. They must really love Montrose because, like I say, there's been no other repeats.
But that first album is a classic.
Oh yeah,
that's what I've actually got
notes saying. It's crazy to think that Sammy Hagar was tearing it up with shit like this a full half a decade before Van Halen even fucking thought about recording an album.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, the guy's been around the block.
Oh, he's an awesome singer. And even now, most of the older guys, their voices are going, obviously, with age. If you listen to his band, The Circle, they basically recorded a shitload of stuff through lockdown, put it on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's the band he's in with Jason Bonham, isn't it?
And Michael Anthony and that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Sammy's voice is fucking just... He must have sold his soul to the devil because his voice hasn't dropped. So good. Fucking so good.
What's the band he's in with? Because I thought Michael Anthony was in that as well. Joe Satriani and the guy from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That one was it? No, the Chicken Foot or something.
Don't know that one.
And now he's in a band called The Circle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I know he made his own tequila, and some proper tequila company went, no, this is good. We'll offer you.
We'll have it.
And they went, what do you want? And he went, oh, I overestimated, so they would knock me down. And they went, yeah, done. and it was a fucking like astronomical amount of money. I can't remember how much. It was something like 40 million, something ridiculous. And they went, yeah, we'll buy the recipe off you.
For the 40 million for the guy who fronted Van Halen.
Something like that. It was a ridiculous. He went, I made more money than I ever made in my entire music career in one day. And it was like, fucking hell, good luck to you, son.
Yeah,
and
you can do it. Yeah, fucking
yeah. And he said he was looking into doing a rum. He was like, it's like, come on, son. Lightning don't strike twice. Come on.
Yeah, come on. But no, this is a banging tune. But like I say, Montrose, they were rocking long before anyone even fucking was rocking. Speaking of bands that were rocking long before anyone else was fucking rocking, Budgie.
Yeah.
I Can't See My Feelings. This is From Here to Eternity. Man, this band. I mean, Metallica don't have the monopoly on Budgie covers, by the way, because obviously Maiden got involved. But this is fucking heavy.
Yeah, it's a fucking riffs on it, man.
I ain't being funny. Yeah. Without these guys, there's no Maiden, there's no Metallica by extension, and a little band from a little country like Wales.
No Carcass either.
Yeah, one of the most fucking. So that's all them genres. That's fucking new wave of British heavy metal. That's thrash, and that's technical death metal. Gone, don't exist without Budgie.
The singer as well. I mean, I don't know about the dates, but if you. The less uneducated ear would easily mistake Budgie for Rush because he's got that high pitched vocal.
I mean, Budgie were formed in like '67. But they didn't release their first album until '71.
Yeah.
But it pisses me off actually because talking about Led Zeppelin just now. How this band are fucking notarized for being Led Zeppelin, and all this. But Budgie. They're barely fucking remembered, but they wrote some tunes that arguably they invented heavy metal, or they were co-founders with Sabbath.
In the developing stage,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Much more than Zeppelin get credited for it. Fuck off. Zeppelin are nothing. Budgie, this song, Bread Fan, Crash Course in Brain Surgery, fuck's sake. That's some heavy songs for 1971, 1972, mate. They're way ahead of their time. Even Priest were still... Yeah. Even Priest were doing blues shit. Now they weren't even doing metal at this time.
Oh yeah,
they didn't do metal till like mid-70s, did they?
Yeah, Priest. The second album probably. Rock and Roller wasn't. They got signed, and Rock and Roller was on. They did that under pressure of the record label. They wanted it to be like commercial.
Yeah. And
when it flopped, they went, "Well, fuck you. We're doing what we want now." And that's when they did Victim of Changes and all that.
But no, Budgie, man, fucking hell. They should be massive. And if you haven't heard Budgie, anyone listening to this, go and check them out.
You see a Budgie patch on James Hetfield's jacket even today, And
like you said, without him, there's no Metallica.
Yeah.
They've covered fucking... they played Budgie songs live, for fuck's sake. Bread Fan, they used to open sets with it.
Yeah.
Crash Course in Brain Surgery on the old $5.98 EP. Fucking hell, man. There's some awesome songs. They should be massive. Check them out. Check them out soon.
Where are we? We've completely.
We're from.
Tonight, aren't we?
We're still From Here to Eternity.
This is From Here to Eternity.
Yeah.
From here to I actually looked on Discogs today, and I nearly spent a couple of quid on this because with this, I said, "Bring your daughter to the store" was my favourite Eddie. This is my favourite. This is my favourite picture of the band. They look so cool.
All the leather jackets and jeans.
No, where they're playing. Mid-song with the fire in that.
Yeah, the fire.
And that sunset in the background. This looks awesome. I couldn't find one for less than 30 quid in the condition that it was shit. There's it's scuffed around the corners and scuffed around. So why are you charging 30 quid for it?
That's it, yeah. It's either got to be fucking immaculate or fuck off.
Yeah, it's like, I don't mind spending a couple of quid on something, but if you're going to charge that, you need to deliver 5-star price is a 5-star quality, not the other way around. Yeah. Fucking sell me an half-eaten burger.
Roll Over Vic Vela.
I like this.
Oh, mate.
Chuck Berry.
It's a Chuck Berry cover, isn't it, to start with? Roll Over
Blues earlier. Chuck Berry, Little Richard. I could be in the shittest mood.
Put them on and you laugh.
When I listen to Little Richard, I'm just instantly in a good mood. I love all that old rock and roll stuff as well.
Yeah, no, it's quality, mate.
Especially when I've had a drink.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah.
But no, this is like I say, I love the old rock and roll stuff as well. And this is
like
this
I was going to go off on one, so I'm not going to go.
Yeah, no, better not.
Yeah.
But yeah, this song's fucking hilarious. I mean, if anyone don't know Vic Vella, he was a long-time Maiden roadie, and he was from Malta, so he spoke with a bit of an accent. And obviously, it's him and Steve Harris they're talking at the start of when the song starts.
I wondered what that was. I'm glad you said. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just someone's recorded them having a chat about fucking.
Someone must have pissed in it. Well, it must have been a bloody big piss.
Yeah, it's fucking like how random is it? But if you listen to it on Apple Music or Spotify, they give you the lyrics and they actually give you the spoken word as well, which is fucking hilarious. But I don't think there's been as many cunts in one song as there is in this.
Yeah, no, it's on Metal Archives as well.
Yeah. But it's a fucking hilarious cover, and I don't
even know what he's talking about either. It's just a fucking mad
random shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, fucking good song, and he was always part of the fucking Killer crew, as always thanked in the Maiden albums with the Killer with a K and Crew with a K, and not that you spell Killer any other way, you fucking bellend. But
Carcass with a K.
Yeah, a K. Yeah, cunt with a K as well. But yeah, so I think he was part of the Killer crew, but he's always been thanked. But no, it's a good song. And right, the Golden Age is done.
Hold on a minute. Couple of live versions, and these are worth mentioning. Public Enemy #1.
My
favourite song from No Prayer for the Dying.
Yeah.
A Dave Murray banger.
Yep.
Sounds great on this, but man, the reason I want to speak to this. I remember me saying at the time, No Prayer for the Dying. It was just I could see all the ingredients were in place, but for some reason it just didn't gel with me. It just didn't think the live version, it clicks. This version is awesome. And when I was listening to this, I was nodding along to it at work. Yeah. At my desk, everyone thought I was going mad. I was drumming along to it at one point with 2 little bit biro pens, and that's when I went on Discogs. I went and I was looking on as well. I was like, this is a fucking awesome album cover. And it's not, it's nice to see him, as much as I love Eddie, we all do.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see a band photo of him in mid flow. And I love that sunset background with the flame. It's just a fucking cool photo.
Yeah.
And this version of No Prayer to Die, I was like, I'm going to get this. And yeah, like I say, but when I saw what people were charging, I thought, they're taking a piss. Especially when it wasn't mint quality. But it's again, if it was a bit rough around the edges and it was a $5, yeah, I'd get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good edition of No Prayer for the Dying on this, and it was recorded at Wembley Arena.
Yeah, I can say when Anthrax supported them, wasn't it?
Well, it looks like a few songs from this gig are used as B-sides, so hopefully one day they'll put it out as a full album.
When they eventually call it a day, Steve Harris will go, right, pick a live album, any live album.
Yeah.
Want a gig use that, sir? Here you go. Professionally recorded. Metallica do it.
Right. Yeah. Right. Now, I'm sorry if this is getting a bit long, fellas, but
we're near the end, guys.
We're gonna blaze through this now because it's all just live stuff.
The next. Oh fucking hell! Yeah, I ain't even fucking bothered with the live album shit.
Right. So you've got Wasting Love, which is you got Tail Gunner, Holy Smoke, and the Assassin. Yeah. Better watch out.
That's your favourite song.
Fear of the Dark live. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. With Hooks in You, Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. Had a bit on name.
They played a fucking lot of No Prayer live, didn't they?
Yeah, that's one of my favourites as well.
See you, Bruce.
Yeah, this is the thing. Do you remember when we went to see Paul Di'Anno and someone went, "What did you think when they had the thing with your head held up?" And it was like, well, actually, that was on a bootleg, but it wasn't official. But Paul Di'Anno went, "Look, don't fucking wind me up, all right." I thought I was going to knock this bloke out.
Yeah.
But it's like, but even if they did do it to Bruce.
Yeah.
So it was
both, didn't they? Yeah. It wasn't like they singled anyone out. But
this is all just live stuff as well. And this is off the Donaton album. What's next? Man on the Edge.
Yeah. Well, we've covered these 2 tracks during our
Yeah, we'll touch on it, but so you get
we covered during our Mammoth X Factor show, which
you get Edge of Darkness, which is on the album. You get Justice of the Peace, and then part 1 of an interview, and then you get Edge of Darkness again.
Yeah,
Judgment Day, and part 2 of the interview. But Judgment Day and Justice of the Peace, we do cover on the X Factor.
2 songs that they should have made the X Factor Maiden's first double album. They should be on there. Because everyone cribits about the running length and the fucking order of the songs. If they'd have just dropped these two
in, it would have broke things up.
Even nicely. I Live My Way, which didn't make the best of the B-sides, but still a great song. It should have been the first double album, because these 2 songs, Judgment Day, fuck's sake, that's one of their finest ever fucking fast tracks for my ears.
Justice of the Peace is a
Justice of the Peace is a Dave Murray banger. You know?
Right, then we got, again, one of the best artworks.
Virus. It's which, funnily enough, on the best of the B-sides, these are listed as Lord of the Flies B-sides.
Yeah, I did wonder about that. I shared this song when a certain event happened about 18 months ago.
Would I mind?
2 weeks to flatten the curve. You remember that? Signed.
Would I mind?
They were, yes. But I gave them a good home, and they got signed.
And got my signature as well, yeah.
Yeah, and we got the old postcards. Who in their right mind would get rid of this? Eh? Now, I want to get this as a poster.
I've got it as a poster.
For sentimental value. Because a certain studio in Barking had that as a poster in their hallway. And I always used to think that looks really cool. And I said I'm gonna offer him. I'm gonna buy that Maiden post off him. And Gav went, "What are you fucking offering money for? You ask him for it, he'll probably just give it to you."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but still, fucking hell, I can't just go, "Can I have that?" But I never got round to it. But I've seen a couple on eBay. What the worst thing that ever happened to me was night shift, because when you get bored on night shift, you go on eBay.
Yeah, night shift and internet. I never had the internet when I was doing night shifts, so it's all good.
Right, I've got to put this. Right, so the B-sides of this are
My Generation.
What's your relationship with a Who? I mean,
Who I'm never really into them, to be fair. I like My Generation,
but never really bothered. Not particularly offended by them either.
No. I appreciate their standing in the in
the canon,
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all that, and they deserve it. But I've never really a fan. But again, it's not like Zeppelin where I fucking despise them. The Who had some savage musicians who deserved the plaudits they got. You know, they were all great musicians.
Yeah.
Unlike Zeppelin. But this song is it's pretty fucking cool cover actually.
Plus the old bass solo.
Yeah, and Nico Jazz.
First ever song with a bass solo. No, the Kinks. Some people say the Kinks invented heavy metal. It's just like, oh, fucking come on. No. But it was the first band to have a guitar solo. Yeah. Where it just broke down. And what was it? Was it You Really Got Me?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first. Yeah. Whilst the Who went the other way.
With a bass solo.
Yeah.
Which Steve Harris nails. And Nico jazzes it up as well. Because old fucking what's his face? I can't think of his name. Keith Moon. He's quite sparse on this track, but Nico really goes to town on it.
Mm.
Puts fills in everywhere, and it's fucking really cool.
Yeah, but Keith Moon would have done when they did it live.
Yes, he would.
He was a fucking nutter.
And Blaze's voice really suits this cover.
Mm.
Big time.
Yeah. And then we've got a song.
We've got a song that everyone knows. If you've been to a Maiden show, you know this song. Doctor Doctor. What fucking... I mean, this song's awesome anyway.
I'm always disappointed when I hear it because I just turn the lights off and think Iron Maiden are going to turn up in my room like Candyman.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
If you look in the mirror and play Doctor,
and say Iron Maiden 5 times, yeah. But, I mean, the song's great and Maiden smashed the fuck out of it, mate. It's probably one of their best covers. And Blaze's voice is awesome on it. Awesome.
I really wonder how that started. It certainly didn't start by design. It was obviously something that developed.
It's a weird one.
It was obviously right. We're playing music before, and then Doctor. When you hear Doctor, that's right. Get your boots on because you're on in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So someone must have cottoned on. Doctor's always the. So when the audience has started cottoning on, they've obviously gone. They've cottoned on.
Yeah,
we'll just go
now, and because it's awesome at the show, and when a fucking
as soon as you hear,
the crowd just fucking erupt, don't they? It's brilliant.
But it's even during the quiet bit, everyone just goes, and then
And now this is I used to cover this song in my old classic rock covers band, and this is a brilliant song to play on drums. I must admit, I
great version on that, by the way.
I covered the Nico version, not the original, and I beat the shit out of the kit to it because it's such a banging track. Just pounding drums, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only UFO album I've got, actually, but it is a good live album.
Yeah.
It is a good thing.
I know, they wrote some good songs, man.
That reissue as well as liner notes from Harry Harris.
Yeah. Well, he must have paid their fucking mortgages with the amount of times. Every gig they play Doctor, they must be thinking, ching. It's like a Noddy Older at Christmas. He's like, here we go.
Yeah. Right, Lord of the Flies I've not got. Because Luke didn't buy it.
Yeah.
We've done Virus anyway.
Yeah. Wicker Man. It's obviously live shit, and it from the. There were some live tracks, weren't there? Blood on the World's Hands and the Aftermath and all that.
Yeah, but we've got Angel and the Gambler. The Angel and the Gambler. The Angel and the Gambler. The Angel and the Gambler.
What's on that? That's live shit, isn't it?
Oh, the Aftermath live.
Yeah,
then you got Future Real.
It's Blood on the World's Hands on one of them, isn't it?
Why didn't they use that cover? That's way better.
Yeah. Obviously, a little riff on Power Slave, wasn't
it? Yeah. What's on this? Yep, live stuff. No need for that. So then, all right, fair enough. We've got Wicker Man.
Yeah, with the live version of Future Real on it.
Live version of with Bruce, Man on the Edge as well.
Yeah, from the 1999 shows. Fucking pretty cool.
He does own them, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's no disrespect to Blaze, but I think even Blaze would say fucking hell. You know?
Yeah, it's cool that he was doing them as well. He always has as well, hasn't he? He's always done, like, you know.
Yeah,
there was a couple of tours where he didn't, but then again, there was loads of material that they didn't play.
Yeah.
But now he's back to doing Sign of the Cross. Right, Out of the Silent Planet, live stuff. Don't need that. Wildest Dreams. Remix, well, different mixes of songs that we already know. This was a DVD of the video.
Yeah. Has that got the orchestral version of Blood Brothers on it, or is that with Passchendaele? I can't think.
It's got rock mix of Blood Brothers.
Oh, right.
Whatever that means.
The string versions, the string mix of Passchendaele and Blood Brothers are pretty cool.
Yeah. Next up, we got No More Lies. If my son hasn't. Oh, fucking hell, look what I got. Sandhouse tapes. Yeah, this came with
Sweatband.
Dave Murray Plectrum.
Yeah. The Sweatband I actually used when I was playing.
Yeah, well, and yeah, my one of these bands, someone from Iron Maiden wore and threw out into the crowd, and I managed to get it. And I think this is the other
Yannick
one.
Who does that.
And one of them came with a single, but both of them, my son.
It was the blue one with the white bit that came with the box.
Oh right, I think this is But yeah, my boy wore these to his Maiden gig. When I got this, actually, I thought, I wonder if he fucking put them back, little git. But he did. Good boy. He'll only be changing the radiator for half an hour now.
That's it, yeah.
All right. What do we get on this? Sorry, bloody hell. Right, Passchendaele orchestral version.
That's well good. Well good, mate.
Yeah. Journeyman, the electric version.
Yeah, which isn't as good. I didn't like
it weren't really. It was just like the drums turned up a bit, and there was a bit of at the chorus. That was it. It weren't as if they
didn't work much better acoustic.
It weren't as if they went. I go where I want to. Then I want to take it away. You know, it was just like it just had a bit of punch to it.
Yeah.
But Passchendaele orchestral version.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you think, I wonder what this would be like with an orchestra. And hold on a minute, I'll skip something.
Age of Innocence, isn't you?
Yes. All right. So Journeyman, I thought it was coming next. Sorry, I skipped. Yeah. So Journeyman goes on for about 20 minutes. You go, bloody hell, this is long. But no, it's not. You have a load of silence, and then
the gem.
Some drunk gets into the studio.
The best song Maiden have ever recorded.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't kick Bruce Dickinson out of the band, to be honest, because it seems like they were sitting on the Golden Goose the whole time.
That's it, yeah.
I think Nico should do all the vocals from now on. And yes, you've got Nico doing Age of Innocence.
Fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Oh, fucking hell, I forgot this bit. And a nice little guitar solo coming. There we go. And then, Nico doing what Nico does. One thing I forgot to mention as well, that box set that I went through earlier, you've got a 10-part series of Listen with Nico, where Nico goes through all of the singles and gives you background information. And I'm genuinely gutted when they're over. I remember burning them all on the CD and burning them all onto my phone, the CDs onto my phone. And sometimes I was just skipping the songs just so I could listen with Nico. And he's finished. And I thought, and even like the part 10 when it was I was gutted that there weren't any more.
Yeah,
because I could listen to Nico talk forever.
It's a good series. Give you all them little insights you never knew about.
Yeah, and Nico's just funny, isn't he? He's just a naturally funny bloke. He doesn't even mean to be funny. That's the thing.
That's it. Yeah, he's just a one of them natural guys, isn't he?
So next up we've got Rainmaker. I fucking could have retired by now. The fucking money I spent on all this bollocks.
I know.
Right, so you've got The Wicker Man live at Brixton Academy. I'm guessing that would have been the Clive Burr shows.
Yes.
Children of the Damned. Rainmaker, the making of.
Dance of Death orchestral versions on there as well.
And you've got the orchestral version of Dance of Death. Now, if you remember the Dance of Death episode, I said I don't really like this song. I do like this version.
Yeah.
Because the sort of started to piss me off a little bit. But
well good, isn't it?
Yeah, it suits it better. An orchestra playing that sounds cool. Yeah. It's done on keyboard. Let's not fuck about. But it's you get the idea. And do a fucking concert with an orchestra. What? Everyone's done it now. There's no excuse. Everyone's doing it.
It's probably why they won't.
Why not though?
You know what Steve Harris is like.
What's left to do? Anyway, more T-Vigor.
Yeah, Bruce Dickinson rapping.
Yeah, this is actually a cover song.
It's a jam session, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, it's a oh yeah, it says it's written by him. It said on a thing that it was a cover of some old band.
Well, I say I didn't think it was.
There might have been a section of the song.
Yeah, possibly.
It might have gone. But it's 4 minutes of bollocks, isn't it?
It is nonsense.
And then
obviously you got a Number of the Beast next, didn't you? Which was fucking when that released for Clive.
Yeah, but that was a reissue of the one I showed earlier. It was exactly it was a replica.
Yeah, but it was released for Clive, wasn't it? It was all to do with benefits and proceeds for Clive with his MS.
Yeah, that's right. And
they did the Trooper as well, didn't they? I think for the same thing.
Yeah. What are we up to now? Rainmaker, No More Lies. I did Rainmaker, and yes, so we did the Trooper. There's nothing here about Number of the Beast, actually.
All right.
Right, now, I remember buying this. There used to be a record shop, MVC. They used to do some cheap records. It was a really good price, DVDs and CDs. Just go to every lunch break. I went there once and it was shut. It was gutted and it never reopened. But I bought this for £2. Look, it says it there.
Benjamin Brigg, mate.
Yeah. What was the B-side on this? Hello, Bed I Name.
Yeah, from that Radio 1 session.
Yeah.
And it was basically everything from the Radio 1 sessions because they did like 3 versions of it.
Yeah, and this was, this is brand new. Like, yeah, here's a new Maiden song, Before Matter of Life and Death. That was a really cool cover as well, underrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get the Radio 1 session. And then we had Different World.
Yeah, with more again. There was an interview and all that. More live shit. But it was.
Have you watched the Blu-ray, by the way? Is it basically this? The Blu-ray in the box set?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, we're not. You get here Reincarnation of Benjamin Brigg, live version, in photos. Hocus Pocus. Oh,
yeah.
What's that?
Focus cover. I do remember this. Yeah. I've only heard it a couple of times. By the band Focus, the Dutch prog band.
Yeah, something else is ringing a bell with them though.
What? Focus?
Yeah. They're famous for some other reason.
Hang on.
Someone else cover them, or is someone famous in them? Something like that. Why's Focus making? And I think that's it. Because then you got El Dorado, and I don't think there's any other B-sides.
Yeah, obviously singles had died by then, hadn't they? It was all streaming, and this was a digital download, wasn't it? I remember you download it off their website.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, it basically Maiden of, they've come out the other side of singles and records, haven't they? The B-sides are no more. You don't get
that's
B-sides
it. So
now.
then we got Spade of Light, which wasn't.
No, again, it was just obviously
just a video.
Yeah.
Now you did have Empire of the Clouds, which they
released that for record vinyl day or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was a picture disc that was available on Record Label Day,
Record Store Day,
and the B-side was an interview with Nico and Bruce, which you can find on YouTube.
Yeah.
I have got this on my wish list, and there's one currently going for about £35, but by the time you factor in postage and packaging, it's just like, oh, keep it.
Yeah, pretty cool artwork, isn't it?
It's awesome artwork. That's why I want it.
Book of Souls Eddie tearing out the fucking.
Yeah, and then what we got next? We got Writing on the Wall and Strategia.
As we know.
Yeah, we made it. It's still not as long as X Factor though, folks.
No.
So
that still holds the record. But we had a fucking point to prove on X Factor, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a lot of venting to do.
Yeah.
And some people still haven't got the message.
No, they haven't. The more forums I join, the more I get annoyed.
Are you that meme where it's like?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Caps lock.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. But have you seen this thing, tier list maker, where they do a tiers and you put the albums how you want it? You got like Superb A, B, C, and D.
Oh, I have.
And you drag the artwork.
I don't skip things.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Well, I'm about to do mine, and it's going to be good.
Let's finish Maidencast first, because I know what you're going to do. You think you're edgy.
Fuck you. Fucking hell. At least I've stuck to this opinion for a good few years. I ain't just doing it to be fucking thing me.
So here we go, folks.
Yeah, that is the we've gone over and above that.
That was Up Your B-side.
Indeed.
Well, we ain't going to do a review. We ain't going to give it a score out of 10.
No.
I think
there's some.
I think
the
Bill
Golden
Golden.
On there.
Yeah, I think the odds and sods that were left over from the Diano 8 era, mind you, they're more or less all on the album, weren't they? Cut the covers and obviously Burning Ambition. But I think Reach Out is the one for me.
Yeah, the Somewhere in Time stuff really took the biscuit on it. I think it takes the crown. All 4 tracks, all fucking brilliant.
Yeah, the obviously the funny songs like Mission from Harry and that live edition of No Prayer to Dying as well was really good.
Yeah, Judgment Day, Justice of the Peace, and
of course, yeah,
and a special mention to I Live My Way, which was a fucking good song as well. And
that was on the Japanese edition, wasn't it? That wasn't on the
picture. That was on the picture disc.
Oh, it was on the picture disc. Oh,
yeah.
Right.
It was only on the vinyl, so you couldn't hear it anywhere else. And even now, if you fucking download it off YouTube, you can hear the fucking needle with the thing.
If you buy the Japanese edition,
was it on there?
You get the Japanese edition's 2
separate
discs.
disc, isn't it?
I have.
That's
Can we go get it? No, you get it's a double CD.
Yeah.
You got the normal booklet. You got another booklet with all the lyrics in Japanese. X Factor's on disc 1, and disc 2 is Justice of the Peace,
Judgment Day,
and I Live My Way. So you get all 3.
But no, so there's a good selection of stuff there, especially the early stuff where you get Maiden's history, where Maiden came from, what influenced them to become the fucking juggernaut they are today. And despite what some people would have you believe, they're big because they deserve to be big, not because they lifted lyrics and music from other bands. Anyone who peddles that shit can fuck off now.
Yeah, you get some people say as well, if Saxon or if Judas Priest had Eddie, they'd be as big as Maiden.
It's like, Maiden write better songs consistently than both bands put together.
Well, it's well, if me auntie had bollocks, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah,
so what?
Off.
Yeah,
but Maiden's lightning in a bottle.
I don't get that either when people say Saxon are better than Maiden. I think if you went Saxon are better than Motorhead, yeah, it's like, that's an argument.
That's a debate.
That's grounds for a debate. But they're not better than Maiden, for fuck's sake.
They're not. And I think even if you said that to Biff Byford, he'd probably laugh in your face.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Saxon are an underrated band.
Oh, they've got 747 Strangers in the Night and fucking Wheels of Steel. And
but the later stuff as well. They've got some gems. Their later stuff. Andy Sneap's recording their last couple of albums, and from who he's got on the other side of the phone. That's worth his time, But you even have to look at some of these reviews. I mean, I shared a video the other day, and some guy was like, because I don't know if you know the YouTuber Rageaholic, who I really like, by the way. I do really like Rageaholic, but when it comes to Maiden, it's just like, nah, you've got it wrong. But he's good on everything else, but I don't agree with him when it comes to Maiden. But he just put up a review of Senjutsu, but it's not available in the UK for some reason. But yeah, some guy tried trolling me, going, "Oh yeah, look, no thanks, I've got this," and it was like, "Oh well, fucking good for you,"
Yeah.
But I want to watch it just to hear his opinion of it. But
just get a VPN off.
I ain't that bothered.
No, just download. Just get a free one. There's free ones you can just install into your browser.
Yeah. But he's pretty good, Rageaholic. He likes a good rant. He's pretty good with his 80s films, and he does a pretty good series of underrated albums, like 6 underrated albums from the 90s, things like that. Normally I agree with him, or I've discovered music for him, but for some reason Maiden, me and him are chalk and cheese. But I'd like to see what he says about it. But yeah, a lot of people are sharing it around. But yeah, there you go. Horses for courses.
That's it.
Be a boring world if we were all the same.
Well, yeah, fucking would.
Any concluding thoughts before we wrap this up?
It's a bit of a bummer, really, because obviously B-sides were they were an added bonus, weren't they? They were like, oh fuck, what's going to be on the B-side? You had the live shit, but you got some cover versions and rare songs and all that. I know you get rarity albums.
You get a double album.
And but it was pretty cool. I remember when I was young enough, singles were still a thing. Pictures, they weren't records so much, they were CDs, but they all got the cool
records in jukeboxes when you were young, didn't they?
Not that old, mate. But you know, it's a thing, isn't it? You know, I know vinyl's come back now, but it's coming back in a way that it's like a case of, look at me, I've got the vinyl. I paid £60 for this vinyl. You're a knob. You know?
Yeah, that's another meme as well. Isn't it? It's like signs of power, and it's like something from Lord of the Rings. I've got such and such, and then at the bottom it's like some bloke going, "I've got that on vinyl." Yeah.
Stop it. You know, it's brought back just for the elitist pricks, but without vinyl, without fucking singles, Maiden wouldn't have had the number one, because they attacked the charts when they were at their weakest point with about 1,000 exclusive editions, and knocked Cliff Richard off the top.
I thought he was talking about Drake. I thought he was talking about now.
No, we're still obviously in a battle with Drake. So for fuck's sake, stream the album for fucking hell.
Yeah. When's that getting cold? When are we going to know?
It's sort of about now.
Oh, right. Okay.
I mean, I bought another copy because Amazon Music was selling it for $4.99 download. So I was like, fuck it, if it helps. Because it'll be Maiden's first ever 3 in a row #1 albums. They never did it.
Oh, I don't know. I might sneak out and get the vinyl at the weekend then. Just for the inside.
Have you watched the unboxing video of the fan club guy doing the vinyl?
Yeah.
They released it on their proper channel a few days ago.
Yeah, the guy, the editor of Metal Hammer.
No. Well, I don't know. Is he? I know he does the fan club, the American guy.
That's the editor of Metal Hammer.
Right, cool. But the vinyl, mate, the artwork just looks so fucking good.
Yeah.
All shiny and fucking gloss. And when he opens up the triple and you see the full battle scene.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. I mean, I'm tempted to do it. Get the vinyl, cut it out, put it on the wall. Fucking throw the records out the window. Because the artwork is that good. And if they don't release every single one of them as posters or prints or flags, fucking
someone will. Someone will.
Trick.
Yeah.
That is glorious artwork and glorious. But yeah, I mean, I think we've kept the people watching and listening to us talk bollocks long enough.
Yeah. You poor sods.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for sticking in, though, guys.
Congratulations. You've made it to the end.
Another 2-hour plus job.
As always, you know, give us your input. What did you think? What do you think of the B-sides? What do you think of the covers? What's your favourites? What's the first single you bought?
Yeah, exactly. Anything. If you've never heard them, go and check them out. Check out the originals as well. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a nice little rabbit hole to go down. In fact, I'm going to check out, is it Nectar? The something about Twilight. What was that?
King of Twilight.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out, man. It's a pretty cool artwork.
Yeah.
And yeah, prog is another thing. I'm not that fucking hell. Just nearly kicked my desk over. Yeah, it's not something I'm heavily into, but when I am in the mood, do you know what I mean? It's something to indulge in now and then. I don't mind a bit of Genesis and a bit of this and a bit of that, but I've never dived deep into putting that.
But I think if you did, you'd never come out.
Yeah.
You'd be you'd need to tie yourself around a tree trunk, mate.
Yeah.
You know, a bit of rope so you don't get lost.
Yeah.
Because that's a fucking rabbit hole and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, and the people that get bitten by that bug, they do get bitten hard, don't they? It's like they don't listen to anything else.
Songs longer than the actual day.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck that. It's not for me.
Right, I think we're going to do Strategio next week. We doing it? Not Strategio, fuck's sake. Shinjitsu.
Yeah, we've got to do it.
Yeah, right. So, folks, we'll be doing the in-depth review, track by track. We'll get it done. Do it properly.
Yeah.
And
so, yeah.
We might have a little surprise for you as well.
Yeah,
we'll just leave it at that.
Fingers crossed if it all works out.
Yeah. So, thank you, as always. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for getting involved.
Yep, love it.
We love you dearly. And yeah, just help us out. Just share it about. And when you're arguing with your mate next, just refer them to us.
Yeah.
And go, no. Luke and Joe said this.
Luke and Joe said this, yeah.
Well, Joe said this, don't they?
Yeah.
Luke
said something completely different.
But yeah. That's the best bit about it, though, isn't it? We are sort of on opposite ends, but we do tend to meet, and we do disagree at times, but we do meet in the middle. And it'd be a boring podcast if we just went, yeah, all the way through it.
Yeah.
So probably be shorter, though. So, yeah. Another week gone.
Indeed.
So, Have a good weekend, everyone. Have a good week. Guys. And yeah, stick this on if you're listening to this at work or whatever, and pretending you're busy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
We'll see you next week with Senjutsu. So take care.